The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
I've got a stove. I just don't have an oven. Does that count?
How does that work?
How does that work?
The stove part works, but the oven part is broken.
So you have an oven, it just doesn't work.
Yes. So functionally, there just isn't an oven there. It's just a big flat top. Anyways, welcome everybody to Sunset City. On the left-hand side, we have...
Do you want to hang on?
No. I'm not going to do it. I'm kidding. A Sonic podcast for the classic. And I wanted to say, like, on the left-hand side, we have a Sonic podcast for the classic and modern age. But you stopped me. Damn it, Nick.
Yeah, that was obviously an intentional start.
Do we real quick, do we have a I need a text chat that I can drop stuff in.
You do. It's called the Backrooms.
Backrooms. Okay, cool.
There you go. Okay. Damn it, Nick. Anyways, how are we going? How's it going, everybody? On the left-hand side, we have a guest with us today. We have Ginger Bob, who's sacrificially replacing Channel Pup.
Yeah,
we had to delist Channel Pup to make room for Bob.
It's true. We've never been able to have more than 4 people on the show at once.
Never, ever. And we certainly don't have a couple of our friends in the chat right now whatsoever.
Exactly.
Something like that. Anyway, Bob.
Yeah?
Explain yourself.
Well, I mean, I like long walks on the beach. I'm pretty big.
And next to Bob, we have Nick from Game Apologist.
No, whatever.
Oh my god. And then we have to my right, Waynifer.
I'm also here. Oh man, we actually do have a 5th person on today. It's so cool that we got our guest speaker, Tom Topics on. Oh yeah, hello. And he wasn't going to be on today. Just fucking bollocks. So I decided to go ahead and get on.
Wait, I just realized something. Is Tom Topics just slower Mr. Frog?
Hello.
That's all I heard. And finally, I'm Cirrus. Welcome to Sunset City, everybody. We have a smorgasbord of topics to cover today because we've got a handful of things that have happened just in the last week, as well as things that have just been kind of going on in the background. And we've also got, as we said, we've got a guest on, so we might also throw him a bone and talk about, I don't know, some random Fang the Knackles or some shit. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or just his, just his talents and stuff. If you don't know Bob, he's a friend of ours. Been for a little bit at this point. Very underrated content creator. Yeah. So he comes highly recommended. If you like cartoons and stuff, he will tell you about them in a very funny fashion.
I think we've all done guest spots on his show at one point in time, haven't we?
No, you're the only person to ever been on my channel as a guest service at this point in time. I do
Really?
plan on... Really?
I could have sworn that, like... Huh, wow, I feel weird now.
You should feel honored. That's what you should feel.
I gotta get some work done with Bob. I keep throwing some ideas at him, and then I'm like,
Oh, yeah. I got a big plan.
We'll
I'll
watch
shoot at you guys.
Oh, cool. Very cool. All right. Yeah. So, and it's per usual too, guys. Thank you for the super chats. We will be reading them at the end, so they don't interrupt any ridiculous arguments we get into. And I've been picking fights with Sonic fans all week on Twitter.
I think I joined you yesterday. I was just like, you know what? I'm feeling feisty. Let's throw
Yeah,
some
basically.
here.
Yeah.
Talk shit about Yuji Naka and why I don't feel bad for him.
I'm not going that far. That is a talking point, though.
That is a huge discussion as well. The new, for those who don't know, we had news that apparently Yuji Naka got yanked off of the dev team of Balan Wonderland, and Wonderworld in the last 6 months of development.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing: I don't know at that stage if that would have really changed much of what that game was. but it's
I don't
still
know
a
if that's-
thing that happened.
Well, I would imagine he probably would have fought for more time in the oven. Like, it was very clear that game was not finished by any stretch of the imagination. We just don't know enough yet. Yuji Naka, as more and more people are learning, was kind of an asshole when he's at the peak of his game. But I don't know if that really comes into play with his leadership of the Balan team versus what Square was doing, because Square is also fairly notoriously been kind of a terrible publisher. So it could be a little column A, could be a little column B. I don't think anybody's blameless. But I'm probably going to be leaning more towards the blaming the corporation over the creator. But I doubt Naka is completely blameless.
And
Well,
nobody,
that was my take on Twitter. Was I was just like, listen, if we know anything about Yuji Naka, it's that he has a history of not really being super easy to work with, and I'm not surprised by this news of him getting booted from the team, because maybe Square Enix just had less patience for him than previous studios. Now, again, that's all, we don't know. But I also have a lot of issues with Square Enix, and we are way too lenient on them, and we give them way more leeway than we do most other studios.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
made Sora. That's why. Sora gives them the freebie.
I think it's also just like Square Enix in general. There was a moment where they were scrutinized a lot more, and it was around the time that there was the merger, because they used to just be Square. But nowadays, people are just like, oh yeah, the guys who make the Final Fantasy series, they're cool, and then that's just like the end of the conversation.
I was gonna say, like, people are leaning on them because, like, the Japanese side of things, they are still knocking it out of the park. But when I think about what they've done with the Final Fantasy franchise, not entirely the case. Strangers of Final Fantasy came out and immediately just dropped off the face of the earth. Nobody gives a shit about
Wait,
that.
what even was that? I have no idea. This is the first time hearing about it.
Strangers of Paradise was a full-on reimagining of the original Final Fantasy title, but with more of the modern takes on the Final Fantasy franchise, where everybody's just wearing boring-ass tank tops and running around with boxing gloves and shit, and instead of it just letting it be a fantasy series. That's neither here nor there. That's why 14 is good. It's because we at least have that.
I'm gonna say
Never
there's
played
a
a Final Fantasy game.
What's that, Bob?
I've never played a Final Fantasy game ever.
Clearly, you have a lot to talk about with Final Fantasy on the Sonic podcast.
yes. I mean, it is just a tangent though on the larger conversation of Yuji Naka and everything else that was going on with that. There is a few other things that have happened besides that, though. A small thing, not really worthy of a whole lot of conversation. We did have that the news that Sega is going to be doing another VTuber for their Sonic series. This one's going to be Knuckles.
Another two.
Another two?
Yeah, they showed Amy off as well.
Oh, have they announced who's actually going to be voicing both of them? If we're getting the in-game voice actors, or are we getting Idris as Knuckles?
No, I was wondering this too, because we still haven't got an in-game voice actor for Knuckles, if I think correctly.
I mean,
Like, I think Travis left after
Forces. Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So there actually might be a little more to talk about there, because if they don't have a solid voice actor yet, then what the heck are they going to do? Is this going to be their way of being like, hey guys, look, here's the new Knuckles for the American side of Sonic the Hedgehog?
I'm sure they got that
That'd be
more
cool.
sorted out than they're letting on.
Well, none of it makes sense. That's why it's called game development.
That's why it's called War, Wayne.
He's
Jesus.
just a mime.
I don't know. I was gonna be very dismissive of it, but then again, Tales 2 came out and we had a whole lot to talk about that week it came out. So I don't know,
True.
maybe they do something interesting with it.
If they actually give us like random, ooh, that's actually an angle they could go with that. So I was thinking, like with the Tales Tube thing, we got the random lore dump, we got the dissolution of the two worlds thing. with Tails, and that was a big thing because that's been a conversation in the fandom for a long time.
So now we have Knuckles,
and there's an entire book of lore where he's concerned that he can clarify.
That's true. Good thinking, sir. That's very true.
He's actually, I would say, Knuckles is probably the most storied character in terms of like his entire family lineage, and pretty much always has been. Like, there's always been more going on in his history than anyone else's.
I wonder when Knuckles Tube drops, just how much fun we get out of Ben Tenders.
I was talking to a coworker yesterday, and I had to explain to her his whole deal, and like just listening to the absurdity of having to explain it to somebody who has no interest in Sonic. It was crazy.
It fits the guy. It fits the man. He's pretty crazy. He's a pretty cuckoo guy.
Yeah,
they are getting a little bit more courageous with Knuckles. I mean, I guess we should have assumed that after the movie came out. We knew he was going to be popular, but now that they did him well, and the movie's doing well, maybe Sega is going to properly embrace what they properly own, and we might actually have more to talk about that particular front with Ben Kenders in just a second.
Jesus Christ.
Another thing we found out too, Tikal is finally getting a plush. I think that might be the first she's ever gotten, unless I'm not thinking of some old adventure merch.
I need y'all to like let me know when that drops. By the way,
for
the
reasons.
pre-order dropped, didn't it?
Did it?
I think so. I think I've seen something about it.
Oh shit!
I'll try and look it up.
So that does mean, while them releasing plushes doesn't mean a whole lot outside of like we can have them now, there's a part of me that wishes that they would release plushes to coincide with events they were actually doing, because when we got the Mephiles plush, I was like, oh, are we gonna get something with 06? We didn't. Like, we didn't get a whole lot of that. We did get the like the Whisper plush to coincide her popularity with the comics, and that was neat. So, but that was a thing that happened first, and then the plush came out. We couldn't use that as a predictive measure. I wish we could, because I'm sitting here going, man, a Tikal plush means we might actually have a return of her in the series somehow. And I can think of a handful of ways I would like that to happen. But
Wayne, it's good to go now. You can buy her right now.
Oh no, should I though?
You should.
You're not going to get another chance, man. Yeah, you should.
I'm still waiting to get the one I want.
Fucking, you guys
Oh my god.
need to work on your goddamn infrastructure, okay?
What is happening?
Fucking bus to Moonlight Mountain Station was late by 10 minutes, and I missed the damn train, so I had to go all the way to Morning Municipality to get the train that went to Jacksonville, Florida, got mugged in the process, some dickhead made fun of my eyes, and then I finally get on the train, and some old Doris is standing in the walkway with her suitcase. All the while, I can see from here that you guys started without me. Wait, who's this?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We miss you, Pup.
So
Pup, did you go out of the way and tell us that you couldn't make it this week just so you could pull this off?
No, actually, my train arrived early. I'm home. So, yeah. Hi. Ginger Bob, get out.
Oh! I mugged you for a reason. I mugged you for a reason, Pop.
You son of a bitch.
Christ.
Right, I'm cracking my knuckles. It's time to fight.
Give me a second. I'm trying.
Now we have both of them. There's a video game I want to talk about with
Can I
both
sit
of them
on
here.
Can I sit on Bob's lap or something? Like,
I think he's sitting on your lap right now. Going by
You're gonna be on.
Oh, really?
You're
I
gonna be
can't
standing on his head.
Oh, okay. That works for me. Yeah. Oh, dude, I can
This
see
is-
your bald patch from up here. This is great.
This is how you
That's
will
not a
assert your
joke, I need-
dominance.
I need keeps. That's what I need.
I'll go see if I can get a sponsorship with them.
Thank
Well,
you.
Listen,
You just
don't
go to
worry, man.
colleges.
Someday you'll get to actually replace me when I inevitably get fired.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
or
it was
killed.
gonna be when you died,
Oh,
but
it's coming.
Oh,
I gets mugged again.
I'm kind of immortal.
Who do you think is going to be the first of us to get canceled?
Me.
Pup.
Pup.
No, Wayne.
I say
Wayne.
Bob.
I'm telling you, Wayne. It'll be unexpected.
Oh, actually, you know what? No, actually, no. I switch mine to Wayne, and here's I think I know exactly why. Wayne, I love you to death, but one day you're going to snap.
Oh, he's gonna snap.
One day, your brain will go, "Hey, you don't have to care anymore."
Go rob a gas station.
Aren't you tired of being nice?
Don't you just want to go ape shit?
He's just gonna be like, there isn't actually a Batman out there to stop me.
Listen.
Listen, Wayne.
Don't go
mellow out, man.
revealing all my plans before I'm ready.
Mellow out. You can fuck my wife if you do.
Goofy. How do you like my wife?
What?
I know it's been real lonely since your wife passed on. I just want you to know that we're here for you.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about Tikal plush.
I
I'm
will
gonna order that.
I was
I'm
hoping to
looking-
get far away from this topic before Pup came back, but you know.
So I'm looking at it and I'm a little disappointed.
I think you have been for all of these plushes.
I don't like them. They look
I don't like
bad.
the price for them, man. Like they're not worth $30 for the
It's-
size they are.
It's $30 for like they look a little weird proportionally, and the material is just kind of.
Is it just
Yeah,
like
it's not great.
the patch on designs?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like God. It's a not cheap price for a cheaply made item. It's
I don't have a Super Shadow plush, so that's super
but
cute.
it's Tikal.
Speaking of toys, I just had the little classic Sonic 3-pack arrive, which comes with Mecha Sonic, or I'm not calling him Mecha Sonic, he's Silver Sonic.
You called him Mechasonic.
You just did.
You're a liar.
Get out, Ginger Bob! Anyways,
No.
go sit on the tracks before the train comes. Anyways, yeah, it's a good pack.
Train's already moving.
But why the fuck is
We're
he so
on the
small?
train.
I'm pretty sure big chunky metal guy was bigger than standard fleshy guy. Anyways,
Wayne, I have just sent in the back room the best Tikal plush.
So he does actually scale really well with the 2.5-inch Classic Sonic. But yeah, like the standard ones, like the 4-5-inch ones, it looks super, super weird.
what the fuck is that? You just posted series?
The real Tikal plush.
Jesus fucking
It's
Christ.
a call they tell you not to worry about.
That's
Why?
That
Why
is-
do I
that
find
is-
it oddly kind of arousing? Not gonna lie.
because it's Tikal as designed by Ken Penders.
Is there a wooden skeleton
I
inside
need
it?
to see this.
There might as well
I
be.
need to see Tikal. I need to see Tikal by Pendas. I need to see this.
Here, I'll send it to you.
I
Bob.
wonder if
We'll
that
start our
exists.
own podcast with blackjack and hookers.
That is glorious.
Oh man. You want to share it with people watching on YouTube?
Do I want to? No, but you know what? They have to suffer as I have.
It's fair.
Well, that was Gilly was posting the Sonic Curry on Twitter last night, and I was
Yep.
like, I feel like I shouldn't, but I
still
also
want
feel like I
that.
must.
God, I
still-
want.
I
I
still
want it.
want that.
I want
I
to
can
eat
literally
it.
taste it. I can taste it looking at it.
You you guys ever heard of Thor High Heels on YouTube?
No.
Yeah.
Great work. He just did a video this week on Sonic 06, and like interspersed between the video, he was just kind of doing these little segments where he was looking at like random Sonic merch, just relishing in how fucking strange this franchise is. And one of the things he did was eat like the Sonic curry, and it was very funny.
You see the aftermath.
It makes me want to poo.
That took me a second. I was like, wait,
It took
oh,
me
God.
a microsecond, and I should have caught it the fastest because of the things Pup suggests for my channel.
Oh, speaking of which, that's going to be the perfect opportunity for Poocam. Poocam host Blue Curry.
Sunset
God.
City Poocam special? There you go.
Not Sunset. My poos aren't interesting. Cirrus's poos, that like art, you can't rush them. They take
Let
time.
the viewers decide.
Oh
Let the
my
viewers
God.
decide who has the best poo. There you go.
All
Man,
right,
we're-
guys, new poll. Who has the best poo on Sunset City? Let's find
Man,
it out.
we're trying to get somebody I really respect on the podcast next week.
Shut the fuck
That's
up.
not me.
God,
Oh
can
my
you?
You said you like redheads?
So
Oh
why are you
my
here, Bob?
God.
What do you have to contribute to me, Bob? What do you got?
I mean, let me look. I got some
All right, thanks,
batteries.
Bob. Good stuff.
Let me look.
I got some batteries. I got a book. My phone's on charge.
Give me your batteries right fucking now.
There's only 2?
I
And I think
want
they're
them.
dead.
I want
I think
them.
they're dead.
Well, re-undead them then.
I've been trying that with a certain lady friend of mine.
Oh.
Oh my
God.
Oh, is she the one we totally fucking DP'd, bro?
Bro,
Really,
bro,
guys?
For God's sakes, guys,
Really?
come
Come on, guys. Is it?
God fucking damn it.
Remember, if you make eye contact, you high five.
I'm gonna
Just don't look me in the eyes when I finish. I couldn't help it. No.
I knew it. I knew it.
Nick,
You're just
God.
as bad as we are, and I knew it.
I'm pretending not
It's
to
just
be.
one bad day, right?
Your facade has been.
The bad day's getting
wrecked.
closer and closer, let me tell you.
Is it going to be the Sunset Studio first? Is that what's going to happen? Are we going to be dead? Wayne, are we the first to go because we are the ones who have contributed the most to this backward slide of yours?
Yeah, who are you killing first, Wayne? Like, it's gotta be Pup, right? They're like the Kyle and Cartman of this group.
No comment.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I always pictured that Wayne was the Kenny.
He always gets
Yeah.
fucking killed. 'Cause he dies
Exactly,
all the
he was
time.
killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he gets
Yeah.
it. He gets
He's still
it.
dead to me.
I
Oh.
want who has the best poof. We have. What are we talking about? This is all just from the Tikal plush. I'm pretty sure.
We were talking about the curry.
They should have Tickle Me Tickle.
To call me Elmo.
To call me Elmo. God damn it.
And when you tickle
Ghost
us, it makes
Elmo.
that fucking farting sound that the tutorial ball makes in the fucking Sonic Adventure tutorials.
Did they name Tikal
What?
after a structure or a location?
Yeah.
They named her that because
not
someone
a-
decided to tickle Takeshi Iizuka.
No,
or
it is named
Tickle-Leshi.
after. It is named after a city. I'm gonna look it up just to be sure. Yeah,
It's-
Tikal is a
yeah.
ruin of an ancient city, which is likely to have been called Yaxmutal. So it's the name of ruins.
I mean
Interesting.
because that structure looks almost identical to the Echidna Pyramid in the Mystic Ruins.
I love how
No, it's completely original. They never take from other sources, not ever.
No.
well, I mean, that's
Sonic did
clearly
Super
'cause they-
Saiyan first.
Because
I
they
love
said
how,
they said in interviews that they went like on location to a bunch of these places and they like took pictures and stuff and they used those as reference for
Yeah.
the games. Like there, you can directly see that. I wonder if they might have even down to like some of the textures they use. They might have just
They
used
did.
some of their pictures.
They did, yeah. That's been confirmed.
I love how Bob is just looking at Cirrus like, hey, this bitch. Yeah.
Oh man. So Sunset City's next vacation, we all go to Tikal
Sure.
and we crawl up inside her.
Sure. Why not? And then we create a video game based off of the experience that we had, and we call it Sunset City Adventure 2 Battle. It'll be fine.
If we get up in that temple and there isn't just a giant ass stone snake, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
So one stone snake will be in there.
The snake will just like, hey, bro, 420, blaze it, bro.
You know,
Oh, God.
speaking of things that regret the continued preservation of my life, let's talk game preservation.
Yeah, it's about time we actually got into that particular topic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Witten, you want to take it
So-
away?
Sure. So Sonic Origins, I'm starting to develop a bit of a vendetta against at this point, to be perfectly honest. It's just keeps getting in my fucking way. Yeah. We had a whole discussion about like, you know, the pros and cons of the way that the game is being handled, both in an extra podcast and in our main podcast, like last week or you know, a week prior. And I think we all started walking away from it feeling a little bit more optimistic towards it than we were before. And then lo and behold, earlier this week, it was revealed that Sega is delisting almost all standalone versions of Sonic 1, 2, CD, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles from digital platforms at the end of May before the release of Sonic Origins, obviously to artificially boost up the value of this Origins collection. And part of my frustration is the main version that I'm looking at of Sonic 3 and Knuckles for my review of that game is Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited, which you can boot off of a ROM of the game, which is made available through the Sonic 3 and Knuckles port on this, on Steam. So it was cool because it's a fan project that's a ROM hack, but Sega was themselves making the uncompressed ROM readily available for purchase for like $5 on Steam, and you could do it legally and officially. It was super cool and not something you see from a lot of developers. That version is getting delisted. So the legal and official way of booting up Angel Island Revisited is being scrapped. And outside of just personal reasons, that just sucks, man. Not being able to just like get that game on its own, considering that was like one of the only other versions that they had available for that.
Yeah.
Are they also taking it off phones?
I don't think so.
Okay,
think it's
good.
just-
Phone versions might be safe.
No, they said the Sega Forever versions are all fine.
Yeah,
Oh, but the Sega Forever versions, are they not like the 4x3 ones?
I think
I
they're
don't
now
know.
just officially the Whitehead versions.
I thought the Forever ones were... Okay, anyways.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
It is awkward that they end up doing that because it's one of those things where you have to go, hey Sega, if people pirate your game now, it's now literally your fault. You had the
Yeah.
ability, you had it on sale, you delisted it, and now people are going to pirate it because they are going to want to play modded versions of your game. This is just the reality of being in the gaming community in the modern era. We fix stuff all the time with mods. We have, better SADX. We have mods that fix all the porting issues of Sonic Adventure 2. Like, especially in the Sonic community, modding is pretty big. We've got the Unleashed project solely because Sega refuses to put Sonic Unleashed on PCs.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think the Steam versions of like Sonic 1, 2, 3, and CD are attached to the Sega Genesis or Sega Mega Drive collection.
CD's not.
So, okay.
CD is standalone, and I'm also annoyed about that too because
Aside from
It's the
that,
same
though,
game.
I think
you cannot buy that separately after Origins comes out. It is the same game that you're going to get in that collection, though.
yeah, I think though we'll still have Sonic 3, 2, and 1 on the Steam thing with the Genesis collection because I don't see why they would tamper with an otherwise comprehensive collection of Mega Drive hits. Not only that, no one would fucking buy that thing without them on there. So like,
So the PC version, I think it's a little piecemeal, if I remember correctly.
yeah, it is. You have to buy them separately.
Yeah. So if you already own it, you already own it. That's fine. But if you don't, no, that's not how it's going to be. They're going to delist it, and it's going to be kind of on you to track that down.
Yeah, and
I've had people like argue with me all week on Twitter about this, like saying who cares, and most people just pirate the ROM anyway. I really don't care. It's about preservation, and so far, the Steam version of Sonic 3 Knuckles is about the only legitimate way left to buy it. I mean, it's still on 360. I don't know if you can buy it anymore.
they're taking it off of 360 as well.
Yeah.
They've said that
And-
everything from PS3, 360, and onward, they are just removing it.
I
Yeah.
feel personally slighted because I just made reviews of all of these games stating that like Sonic CD was available on, all of the Microsoft systems. You could get it on Steam and everything. And now Origins is going to be the only avenue to do that.
Yeah, and like what I wanted to get at though is because like, well, people are going to just use ROMs anyway. Like that's fine, but if you wanted to do a legitimate way of doing it, there was a way. Sonic 3 Air made it super convenient for you. If you gave Steam your money and bought Sonic 3 Knuckles, once you downloaded Air, it just found it in your system, and you could just play it straight up. I love that. But yeah, now you have to pirate it if you want to play Sonic 3 Air. And I'm not saying they won't do anything with Sonic Origins, like modding wise, but the fact of the matter is, like, Sega is doing this purely to make it Sonic Origins like the only viable solution, and therefore making money.
In that case, I wish I hadn't complained about the value of Sonic Origins before they announced this. Then
it's
imagine
just
if that was
scummy.
reactionary.
I want people to like just really. I need to stress this every fucking time, because like this has been another point of argument where I'm talking about like Sonic versus Mario on Twitter. Like people are like, well, no, they're friends. Like, no, they're not. They're not real. They are corporate mascots for a brand. And I like it when they are competing because that requires them to push each other. I love that. And I'm fine with whatever Sonic turned into, but like the point I'm only ever getting at is like, I'm going to treat them like companies, and I expect them to do better. And if Sega ever got Nintendo big again, don't expect them to be super nice to your fan games. They sure as hell won't be. Like they're going to do whatever is best for their bottom line. And if that means being inconvenient to the fan base, they're going to be inconvenient to the fan base. Right now, it makes more sense to keep fan games up and around and keep the community alive and keep everything going, because without them, I really don't know what Sonic would be these days. So yeah, corporations are not your friend.
No, they're not. And I think it's honestly, it's kind of cringy when you and this is not targeted to anybody specifically, but when a corporation engages in an anti-consumer practice, and this is exactly that. This is an anti-consumer practice. It takes away ability for us to get classic versions of games. It takes away the ability for us to do things legally. It forces people to engage in piracy. Like, these are anti-consumer actions. If a company engages in that and you are sitting there going to bat for the company, I'm sorry. I'm literally going to start dismissing everything you say from that point on.
Corporations exist, because it gives you a cartoon face to defend this entire corporation.
And that's my thing, is that I remember there was a weird comment that somebody made in one of your tweets, Nick, where someone was like, okay, but why did they use the like original movie Sonic design as the picture associated with this video?
What's
and I'm
the
just
point? Like, what are you? Why? Yeah, I get so irritated every time I say, "Whoa, they're using that." That's not the point. Like, who cares?
And I'm just like, well, first of all, I think part of what the sticking point is that it's really easy to look at the Sonic movies right now as, man, this is a resurgence. It's a level of popularity Sonic has not had in a while, where people outside of us, where, you know, lots and lots of people outside of our circles that we're used to people caring about Sonic are suddenly caring about Sonic. Everyone's super down with him all of a sudden. It's a level of popularity he's not had in such a long time, and it's great to see. But that image of just that original design for Sonic in the movie is just kind of a reminder of like, hey, we're not that far off from this version of treating Sonic. Like, it wasn't that long ago that we were this franchise was being treated poorly, and we're still not out of that yet. Is just kind of what I got out of that image.
I agree. I think there needs to be constant reminders, and people get sick and tired of people shitting on Sonic 06, but like, no, I'm sorry, Sonic and Sega have not learned their lessons. So yeah, I don't mind little reminders, like we are one bad decision away from being back in that particular conversation, you know?
So I have some pros and cons, I guess.
Go for it.
Okay, so I do think that it is important to keep the original versions of these readily available. With that said, most of the versions that are basically emulating the originals aren't truly authentic in a number of ways. Like, in that, I don't know, the goalpost sounds are wrong, or it's just not a great emulation of it, or whatever. I personally would be okay with them delisting the originals if they were replacing them with pure originals, like ones where it is exactly as it played on the Sega Genesis. That opens up a whole new can of worms, though, because I, for one, as a British individual, I'm unlikely to be able to play the PAL version of Sonic 1 again outside of on the original Mega Drive console, and that's how I remembered it. So preservation kind of shit the bed the second they had a PAL version. But my kind of, I guess, the pro of this is that there's going to be a lot of kids or something that are like, hey, I want like the Sonic Origins collection. It's got the original Sonic games on it, and I'd like to have that. That's, the best version of it. And you're going to get like a lot of grants for Christmas time and stuff, that will buy the old versions that aren't the best ones, or maybe they will be like, oh, the Genesis collection's got better value, so I'll get that instead. So I kind of understand wanting these definitive versions to kind of take the absolute spotlight so there's no confusion, that anyone that wants Origins will get Origins. A way to do that, I would say, is to just be like, these are the legacy editions of like Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles and CD, and stick them on the online marketplaces for literally barely a cost at all, like literally $1 or something for the originals separate. Or go even further and make the Origins version separate as well, That would be the pro-consumer version of this. So I can see an upside because it will reduce confusion. But I think, if you could just stick a label on the old version saying, this is outdated, this is the old one. If you get this, you're getting the old version. Fair enough. And like, let's also look into the fact that they've got the classic mode on Origins as well. I'm guessing that's just a 4.3 version of the remasters, still running at native 4K, still running at 60 FPS, I guess, and maybe they restore the live system, but I get the feeling that it's still going to be a remastered thing, not the original. So it is kind of like, I think there should always be that choice, but I don't think it's the end of the world.
So
I don't, and I'm sorry, go ahead, Cyrus.
I was gonna say that I agree that's not the end of the world, but there's and maybe this is just the way you phrased the point, but you said, maybe these things are not perfect emulations, the games that are on there, and replacing them with legacy versions would cause us to have more perfect emulations of the original. The way that the games work on the Sega collection on Steam is the Sega collection, when you buy it, all you're buying is an emulator.
Yeah, I know of that.
Yeah, so like the ROMs themselves, those are drops of original, like say, of the carts.
Keep that around, I'd still say.
Yeah,
but like, I guess I don't know if there's many other ways to actually even get the classics by themselves now without that,
outside of on mobile platforms, there's not.
Outside of on, yeah, exactly.
And
so I would say make them a bit more readily available, and make them the originals, but like label them, like make sure people know this is not the Origins version.
Yeah, because like I understand the spirit of the point behind like, hey, it'll reduce brand confusion, but maybe it's just the fact that I grew up in a world where Mario All-Stars was a thing. Nobody was ever confused about the difference between this compilation version of the game and this standalone version of the game, even though sometimes there would be a few minor differences between the two. But that's just me. So I don't know. I don't see a world in which delisting them and changing the way they operate at the moment is even mildly necessary.
Regardless, that is still a fair and valid point, and Pup did bring that up last time we were all discussing it all together. And I do want to stress, like, regardless of like how vocal I have been about delisting and everything, I do think business wise it makes sense. And I've had people like in the comments like, well, it makes sense for them to be like I get that. Thank you guys. I understand that there's a business aspect to it, and I do agree with Pup. Like, on their end of things, it is reasonable enough. Like, yeah, if you want the best version of this game, and you don't want to deal with complaints of like, well, this isn't the right one, then yeah, like this is kind of the best way to go about it. There are pros and cons, but I also think it is important to address like the negatives of this and understand that this is profit driven more than anything else. But regardless, yeah, it is going to be on Sega to provide us with a very solid set of games here. Because yeah, I am curious to see what they do outside of the anniversary edition, which does sound fun and a new way to enjoy this, but also, yeah, Sonic 3 Air is out there, and I know there are a lot of fan developers that don't want to detract from official releases, but also Sonic 3 Air is out there.
And it's phenomenal.
I think every like available emulation or recreation of the classics should offer like a scanline mode, like what Sonic 3 Air has, because there are certain visual effects that were designed with scanlines in mind, or with the fuzziness in mind. I think that should be an option, and I don't. I mean, they haven't advertised it for Origins, so I don't expect it. But like, be a cool feature, be a cool DLC thing.
I would love that as a feature there, because it's the closest thing you can get to just playing it on a CRT.
Which
is they just like, if it's the retro engines, like a brand new engine, I don't know why they just don't incorporate those into like the water and everything already.
Well,
just make it a new effect.
Well, I was gonna say it was in Mania. Like it's like it would be such a shame if it just wasn't there.
One thing I kind of say is maybe Sega has the school of thought of like, well, these new versions are just better. Who the fuck's gonna want the old versions? But then, for a company that farts out nostalgia on a regular basis, and even included a 4-3 mode on the Origins collection, it's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, I feel like the better thing would be fuck the classic mode in Origins and just leave the others readily available.
That said, Bob, you haven't been saying a whole lot about this particular conversation.
I'm just in complete agreement with Pup. Really, like, I don't really think it's the end of the world with it.
Oh,
like,
get your own personality.
I can't help it. I want an island. It's like I don't own the versions on Steam. I don't. I'm on a Mac, so I'm a degenerate. So like, I don't really play them on Steam. The version I play the games on is on the Mega Collection Plus on PS2. So I'm just happy I'm able to play them on something that isn't a PS2. So with the delisted, it doesn't really affect me personally. So I'm not like up in arms or whatever about it. But I do see the issue. It's like, it just seems an unnecessary thing. It just, like with Rockstar, for instance, they did it with the GTA trilogy, right? They planned to delist all 3. Then they got bullied into saying, "Oh no, we won't because the game's bad." But then they just gave the 3 games out for free. So, knowing Sega, if it is a big deal and people are crying over it, well, I say crying, that sounds mean. People are up in arms about it. I do feel like there could be a bit of leeway where they go, okay, we might relist them or whatever, but like I said, I don't really think it's the end of the world. It's a preservation thing, sure, but I feel like most people who owned the versions on Steam that are being delisted are buying Origins anyway. I think the only real thing that it affects is Sonic Air. You know what I mean? Free Angel Island Revisited and stuff, so...
Yeah, I think that's important. I agree. Like, at the end of the day, I'm still buying Origins. Everything they've done so far is not enough for me to not buy the game. But it doesn't mean we can't have that nuanced conversation. I think that's a problem with like talking with people on Twitter. I just kind of give up on it. Like, I leave my points out there. I'll argue a little bit, and then like I'll see it just like kind of derail. I'm like, I'm bored.
People have a tendency to just rub each other up the wrong way on Twitter, I think, because it's
everybody's looking for a fight.
It's either, oh, imagine caring for this, get laid already, or oh, you are just fucking sucking Sega's dick. Fuck you. Like,
it's so
I got like very confused, like insults, because I was like, I remember just one of them was like, Sonic and Mario are friends. No, they're not. They're not real.
They don't exist.
I was like, don't touch grass. I'm like,
you just told me that fake characters are real.
Grass. You're the one playing imaginary. What is happening?
I guess the only, and again, it comes from being strictly unnuanced, but it's like, in reference to like, okay, Sonic fans and Mario fans shouldn't be tribal with their mascots because Sonic and Mario are pretty buddy in like as far as brand image goes. Fair enough, but at the end of the day, these are 2 companies with 2 products, and Sega would rather you buy their product than Nintendo's, and Nintendo would rather you buy their product than Sega's. So they are competing, and the only reason why you think Sonic isn't competing anymore is because they're just not doing good enough.
And yeah, like the arguments, like the one, like, I feel bad because it was just Cybershell's video showing off like a cool thing, and I had retweeted saying like, this is why we chose Sonic over Mario, and there's no like I just wanted to put a quick joke, but also seriously out there because yeah, the bigger conversation is obviously I don't hate Mario, but when you were a kid in the 90s and you didn't have, all the systems, like you had to make the choice. Are you going to buy the Mario system? Or are you buying the Sonic system? And this particular style of gameplay was unique and it was different and it was new and it was a lot of fun. And this is what drew us over to Sonic. I'm not going to put all that in a fucking tweet.
And like
Look, I
on,
was-
but Nick, nuance doesn't exist. Every tweet that you make has to consist of the sum of all human knowledge.
Yeah.
I just realized something. Somewhere down the line, we've buggered this up because in episode 54's thumbnail, it says 53. In episode 55's thumbnail, it says 54. We got to make some tweaks.
Oh no, I can fix that
Every
later.
time we do like the double, like, oh, we're doing a part 1 and part 2, which I always vehemently argue against.
It's
This
not
shit happens.
that. That's not the fault of it because part 2 of the Sonic movie discussion didn't cause that knock-on effect. I think it was the Sonic Origins reaction video. Either that or it's just me being a
That's
dipshit with the
fair.
road trip one.
That's fair.
Road chip.
That's very fair.
Put your agenda at the side,
Roach.
Nick. Your shit stinks.
I did because I was thinking about that whole like discussion that was going on Twitter yesterday, Nick, and I was thinking about it. I was just like, you know what this reminds me of, because I just thought it came off as weird, where they're just like, Sonic and Mario are friends, and that so shut up. And I'm just like, okay, I get it. Again, and I think I said this yesterday. I like seeing them getting along together. It's cute. It's fun.
It's
At the end,
cute.
yeah, the camaraderie there, but part of the fun is that they are rivals, and they were going at each other back in the 90s, and that's part of the appeal of seeing them together, like in sports events where they're still in friendly competition. And that's my thing, is like the friendliness is there, but I want more of the competition. There's not a whole lot of a balance there. So when I see
unfriendly, I want Sonic to fuck Mario's wife without his consent.
oh my god,
You watch all these people. I guess, swear to God, if Microsoft ended up buying up Sega, that conversation is going to change immediately.
Oh yeah.
Sega apologists just like, oh yeah, no, I'm going whatever.
yeah,
Whatever.
And so it's like, without viewing it with that nuance, like seeing people just being like, no, but they're friends. They can't be like going at each other too hard. They like each other. Look at this picture of them shaking hands. And I'm just like, this gives me the same vibes as people shipping together in a Hulock fan fiction on Tumblr. Like, that's
Very
just kind
weird.
of the same vibe it gives me. It's so
This is
weird.
also like one of the situations where I feel like I just want to argue, like, anyway, because like poor Pup here, he's been like very like just on the same page about how he feels about Sonic Lost World, where I will just argue just depending on what the conversation is. Where like with this conversation, right, I'll be like, no, we don't need more Sonic Lost Worlds. Like, it's fine for what it is, but he does not need this much Mario design. That was the whole point. And then when Pup's like, I don't like how Mario it is, and I'll be like, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
You fucker.
Look, Nick, we like you best when you choose violence. Never forget that.
I have been a lot. I think this is what happens after you play multiple versions of the Ninja Turtles. I have been, and this is going to be a joke in the script, but I have been unwinding by playing Elden Ring.
You said that yesterday, yeah.
I spit, dude. That game. We'll talk about it. It's not for this show. God, nostalgia doesn't mean anything to me. Nothing is sacred. It's the first video game I've ever played.
Remember when I fell asleep while watching you play Elden Ring?
That sound-
baby boy.
That sounds more adorable than it needs to. I don't know why. It's like I fell asleep to
should.
watch
If I ever do
video
another
game.
compilation, like, we got to get that in there. It was like, it was me, Gilly. I think, was it Cecil at that point? And Wayne?
I think Cecil was in the chat. But it was Trey was the other person.
Yeah,
to
it's Trey.
call.
It's Trey. You're right. Because they were talking music stuff
I love
for
Troy.
a couple hours, and it was awesome. Finally hearing the two of them in the conversation. We gotta get them both on the show at the same time.
Yeah.
And let them talk about Sonic music. That would be rad. Oh, I would just sit there and listen to them talk Sonic music. That would be rad. Anyway.
Like Uptown Funk? Classic track?
All right. Well, I think we said all we can say about that particular stuff. But I wasn't expecting Pup to show back up here and Bob's been kind of quiet, and I kind of want to hear them both talk about Sonic the Fighters.
Yeah.
It's the best game ever made. It's not, but it's good.
My,
Plus, I
like
like
that
a lot
game?
of it.
You
I've been
like
playing
it?
A lot of it recently. I guess it can be summed up in this way. I fought the fight of my life aboard the Eye of the Death Egg. I really got Metal Sonic's health down a lot, and I didn't lose a lot of my own health. I was doing really good, and then he picked me up and he dropped me, and I died.
Oh, bro, his grab range is ridiculous.
It's so
I am-
stupid. I don't.
Oh, you're telling me?
What is the
As a
strategy?
kid-
I've beaten him. I've won it. But what's the
Well done.
strategy?
Congrats. You who did you play it as?
I've done it twice now. I've done it both as Sonic and as Knuckles.
Knuckles is easier. I found Knuckles is a lot easier to do
I find
with
Sonic
Sonic's.
is easier, but on most of them, and then Knuckles, I guess I had an easier time with the Metal Sonic.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Knuckles is a harder character in terms of getting used to, I think, but against Metal Sonic, he's weirdly better, and I don't know why.
I think I
Hey.
agree with that.
I've weirdly ever since Knuckles was introduced, in Sonic 3 Knuckles, I just took to him so well. But in the early 3D days, between this and Sonic R, he was the easier character, the all around character I noticed for some of those weird wonky games. And it does make sense for Knuckles to be be better in a fighting game.
Well, it makes
Yeah,
no
it is
sense why he
weird.
was the first stage. You'd think, oh yeah, Sonic fighting game. The last stage is going to be Knuckles, obviously the fighting-oriented character. They just treat him as a joke, just get this bitch out the way. Go
One
on.
way you
He's worthless.
can, one character you can cheese most of the game with is Fang. Just because
Oh,
of
yeah.
that fucking gun.
The only
It's
ones
fun.
who he's trouble with, it's hell as Bark. If you play against Fang as Bark, it's hell because you can't duck.
Yeah.
Bark can't duck.
And Bane as well, because he fucking throws bombs at you more when you're playing as Fang for some reason, which is weird because we're supposed to be buddies.
Well, no, actually, no. See, I'm going to put my glasses right up and go full Ned ass. See, he was not a villain originally. He wasn't. Fang was the only villain originally in that game. They made Bark and Bean villains, and I think it was Archie was the first thing to make them villains, and
Are
then
you
it
trying to
just stuck.
say that I'm a fake fan, you motherfucker?
Yes, I am. You're a fairy and a fake fan. It doesn't add up.
Right, that's it. I'm going to end myself.
Fight.
For
Fight.
God's sake.
I told you that he would replace Pup when he dies, and here we are.
I think Pup was actually the first one to make that joke. He's another
I
British guy. It's fine.
I was.
Am
I
I
was
the
the
prophecy?
One who, I
You're
was
the
one who
chosen one.
fucking Chose.
Am I the
chose
green ninja?
Ginger Bob. I literally
Thank
was
you.
like, Ginger Bob, I'm going to be away this week, and we need someone with a funny accent who has quite a chaotic sense of humor. You can.
Which
do it."
accent? I have
I-
many. I don't know how. I'm using the most normal one I have right now.
It's funny though because your
I-
pronunciation
I
of things is still weird. I
swear-
feel like I got to translate you for these boys.
I swear to God, if
Funny
it
boo-boo.
turns out Bob just lives in Ohio somewhere, I'm gonna just fucking freak out.
Oh yeah, he lives in the village of Pakistan in Ohio.
You have a lovely voice, Bob.
Thank you, Wayne. See, he likes redheads.
By the way, guys, Cirrus, why is your fan base so much cooler with change than mine? I've posted in the back rooms to demonstrate.
Oh yeah, no, dude. Well, okay. So Pup, when I did originally change to that model though, there were a lot of people who were like, I can't watch this channel anymore. I'm leaving. There was a solid 2 months of me having to go, no, guys, this isn't changing. You have to deal with it. So
Well,
I remember when
with
you
that in
got that
mind,
design.
I was thinking about changing it back until Cirrus inspired me. You can blame him. This action cannot be undone. It's Smartmoo.
well, Pup, I am happy that you get to be my third smiling friend.
I'm everyone's smiling friend.
No.
Not like that.
You're everyone's
Get out of my head!
You're everyone's third smiling friend.
Get out of my head! Get out of my head!
God damn
I
it.
think we've already established that Tom Topics is just Mr. Frog.
Yes, he is.
Go on, Wayne. Do your impression of him for me.
He missed it. He did it.
He
I did it earlier.
Okay, you're gaslighting me because I was
were-
listening in. I was listening in. How did you
It was right
gaslight
when
me?
we started.
You're
Yeah.
gaslighting me. That's not
No,
possible.
man, he wasn't. He wasn't,
I
man.
came onto the show for a very short, brief period of time.
It never fails to crack me
and then
up.
I pissed off.
That
Actually,
reminds me.
With
I
that
don't
in
know.
mind-
Why does that remind me of this? I was like, I need to get some tickets for Too Many Games.
no,
It
because
has nothing to do with it.
I just did my finals film project, and we made a quick change from the script. There was originally a scene with a cow in it. It's now been changed to the Council of Cows. I was going to have Tom Topics voice the cow, but Wayne, would
No.
you voice one of the other cows
I'll voice a cow.
with your Tom Topics voice?
Yeah.
This sounds like
I've come to the
appropriation.
conclusion that all cows sound like Tom Topics.
He just pops it. You have summoned me.
I just came into the room and I said,
You should have said hello. Hello.
"No."
Hello, but I'm not sorry.
No, but I'm not sorry.
After we finished filming, I said, "Thank Moo for all your help." It's so shit. I'm utterly grateful.
You son of a bitch.
That's got to be on a card. That has to be like on a birthday card or some shit.
Oh, yeah, no, utterly sorry for your loss.
Are you?
That's the
Spend too
new
much
T-shirt.
time around Nick. All of my milk turns green.
Oh, by the way, I'm hoping that I can move to America someday, and if you'd all like to sponsor me for an immigration visa, that'd be great.
You
Why
can
don't we
move
talk
in with
about
me.
it?
Guys
Why don't
in
we
the
talk
chat.
about it? I mean, we're
You-
trying to get Pup over here, so he'll be my sweet little boy that gets his own room.
Okay,
Yeah,
please
with
don't
cat.
word it like that.
That
for
was a
fuck's
very
sake.
weird way of wording that, Nick. I am not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I wonder if
was-
that was intentional or
I
not.
don't know
It
if I
was-
want to move in anymore, and that's funny because I'm probably going to
Look,
cause
we
more
need,
trouble
we
than
need
he is.
money. We need more money for the diapers and the baby food and the little
Oh god,
thing
no,
that you
no,
put up on the crib.
No,
the
no,
mobile?
no. You are not turning me into a fucking baby fetish. I'm not okay with this.
It's not a
was,
fetish.
I'm
It's a
Trying to
kink. He can
develop
get off
one,
without
Pup. I
you.
need your help with this.
I was
Stop trying to
telling
develop one then.
I was telling my roommates that it was really funny seeing you turn into Pup's dad over the past couple of weeks, and now I'm starting to regret that statement.
Yes. I'm gonna
He
make
started
everybody
as
regret
Pup's dad,
everything.
and now he's
Wait, you
moving on
mean-
to Pup's daddy.
You mean
Oh,
that
no.
Nick? You mean that Nick turned into an
He's trying to
urn
make
full of
us-
ashes? Cringe.
Oh,
You
God.
laughed. You're a bad
Oh,
person.
God.
You're a
Oh,
bad
no.
person. You laughed. I got you. I got you.
I was like, wait, what is he? I thought you were going to
Friendship
get an old
ended.
joke first, and then like, oh God, oh Jesus.
I like making.
He's trying to
jokes that
make a
make people
sitcom. Nick's trying to
uncomfortable.
make like this sitcom in his house. Pup's gonna be
He's-
like the wacky child, like the
he's
baby from
literally-
Dinosaurs.
No, he's been watching so much Sunny in Philadelphia that he's just like, I want to live that.
We need to go on a manhunt.
Oh right, yeah.
I mean, Too Many Games is next to. I've been talking to Gilly about that. He convinced me to get over to Too Many Games, and
Where's
I was like,
it
I need to get over to
located?
the East Coast anyway. It's like I guess right outside of Philly, and I was like, yeah, I've seen all. Of It's Always Sunny.
Yeah,
I know that town by
I
now.
would,
If
I would
there's-
like to go to Too Many Games and actually meet you in
If
person.
we have the money for it, we'll probably
You
try
know,
to make that happen.
I will just like Wayne. I promise you, like when you see me, and I'll keep my jacket on. Like if you see me in person on camera, I will just deny the existence of you.
Gaslight
down.
him.
No, why?
It's
Gas
gonna
me.
be- It's because it'll break the ice that much quicker if I make you
Oh.
uncomfortable and just be a dick.
If,
You know- Yeah,
if there's too many games, then they really ought to get GameStop in.
Well, GameStop stock has
I
got too
can't
high. They
bring
can't
you-
really hire them to
bring
come
you up
help.
on your own fur.
They can't stop the games anymore now, can they?
Who would be each of us in Sunny? Would I be
I-
Frank?
Well, quite frankly,
No.
Why
up
do
for
you
that.
think your shitty
Um,
puns are funny? Why do you think your puns? Only you think you're funny, Wayne. Just get out. Get out, okay?
Wow, that was a
Fuck.
whole lot of projection coming from Pup. That was weird,
Actually,
wasn't it?
I think Pup would definitely be Charlie.
I was looking in a mirror while I said
Yeah,
that.
no, Pup is Charlie for sure. He's Charlie.
Pup is Charlie. Cirrus is D.
Oh, you don't
'Cause
want to
of
be
who?
D? You don't want to be the bird? Well, I guess yeah.
Oh, well, I
guess
want
Cirrus
you.
I
is
think
the-
I think
is
we
the one that
established
moves.
earlier today that if I'm anything, I am Dennis, and I am slowly becoming more so.
You are Dennis. Yes, I've been calling you that for decades. But also, yeah, I might not be D, but I sure as hell am looking for some. You know what I'm saying?
Who's
I
Catholic
get
here? Is anyone Catholic? Who's Mac?
I think Ginger Bob's Catholic, isn't he? You're British. You're surely Catholic.
I'm not religious, no.
No, you
Well,
are.
I have a
religious.
religion, but it's not
No,
recognized.
No, you're Catholic.
I went to a Catholic school, but I
Yeah,
went
so you're
Catholic.
Catholic. No, you are.
But I'm
You're
not, because I'm not Catholic. I don't go church.
Somebody called you Irish,
don't
so I guess you're
go
Mac, right?
Church, you're Catholic.
How am I Catholic? I've not been church.
You might
I
not
wanna
have
go
been
church.
church. You may not have been church, but you're still Catholic.
No, because you got to go in like a church to be Catholic, haven't you? That's
No,
like the
you're
whole thing. Like,
No,
if you don't,
shut the fuck up. Nothing you can
if
say
you're
or
not
do will
religious, you
change
don't
the
go to
fact-
any holy
No,
place.
no,
You
no.
can say or do will change the fact
Man.
that you're fucking Catholic.
The
Deal
obvious-
with it. You're twat.
I'm just not gonna respond to this because this actually is my area of expertise. But
The
Wait,
the
Catholic
actual
first?
criteria for being Catholic
Oh.
is being Daredevil. So if you haven't done that,
I have, but not legally.
Can you see? Do your eyes work? I've only just got eyes, so I can't be Daredevil anymore.
I have a hard time seeing without glasses.
also, the
I
only
hate
thing,
red.
the only things required to be Catholic pup are to receive the 3 sacraments. That's it. You don't have to. You don't have to
Wow.
continue going to church. You just have to have
Well,
the 3
there you
sacraments.
go. There
So-
you go, Bob. You'll receive my 3 excrements if you're not.
No, because
fucking
I'm
careful.
no, I'm saving myself. I can't.
Bob, only the power of Christ can save you.
No,
the power
Jesus,
of Christ
no.
compels me to die.
So Cirrus then would be Mac then, right?
I don't think this analogy works. I just don't think the analogy works.
It's like they're all like terrible people.
I don't think you work. Get a fucking job.
Hey, pal, listen, with keeps, I can help.
I like the cut of your jib, boy. Why don't you come to New York City?
Hey, well, I'm already here.
Hey, why don't you get on over to New York City? Hey, yo, Tony.
Yo, Tony, I'm walking here.
You would get shot in the New York streets.
And
I know.
I
For that
remember when this
behavior.
was a Sonic podcast.
I mean, do you have any other Sonic things to talk about at this point?
As
Hey,
of right,
guys, Sonic, am I right? That fucking
Hey,
Sonic
the guy.
Yeah, what the guy? Uncle Polly.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
Sonic. Hey, it's
Oh,
Tony.
actually, no.
You heard that
Eh, eh,
Sonic the Hedgehog? What's that, some kind of
Yeah,
pepperoni,
wait.
Polly?
We did miss something. Season 3.
yes, we
Oh,
did.
yeah?
Oh,
I even
yeah.
have it listed in the piss.
What, Fortnite?
I swear to
Yeah.
God.
Yes.
No, what are we
Had-
no, what are we actually talking about? What's going on?
Team,
Fan
team
Project
season.
Sonic Sat AM Season 3.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool.
It
You
is
got what
cool.
you wanted, Nick. You wanted a Crush 40 version of
I did, yeah, dude.
that song.
Oh,
And here
yeah.
it is. That was a power move. That was a
Oh my
bloody power
god,
move.
dude. Yeah, that was. I was just like, I can't be the only one that asked for that on Twitter, but I want to heal. I feel like I'm part of the collective that was just like putting their energy out in the world, and this energy ball that is Johnny just hit us in the ears. It does feel a little bit. I know they're emulating the original song.
It feels a
But I
little
really
low
just
energy.
want- I really wanted like a proper Crush 40, like crazy June guitar
Yeah.
version of that.
Like when I heard it was a Crush 40 version, I was really excited. I listened to it, and I know it's going to grow on me. I know in like a month I'm going to be like, no, this is the best version of this ever. But as of right now, when I think of Crush 40, I usually think of a lot more energy than what we got here, and that's
Even the
Yeah.
fan one that Johnny did, that 30 about being 30 years old, what the fuck ever it
That's
was.
rad.
Crushing
That was
30s is
rad.
wonderful.
I've got
It
that on
might
my
just
phone.
be the style of, you know, whoever did the backing track, because it's not Jun Sonoy, and I guess it just depends. It might just be their style was closer to that of the original Sat AM.
And that's what
I
they're
just-
going for.
I just think
But-
it's cool to have Johnny's lyrics on it, but I would love to hear a version that is done in the style of Jun Sonoy, whatever the fuck his name is.
Who owns the rights to the song? Is it Sega that own the rights to the song? Or
Probably Dick.
you're a dick.
You're a fucking dick.
They
Shut
own
up.
No, you're a
distribution
dick.
rights. They
You're
own
a
distribution
dick.
rights. But
You're
as
a
far as like the actual song, that is a very good question. That is a problem with all these things. Like everything can be piecemealed into like rights. Even
Mhm.
like for certain designs of certain characters are owned by Archie. Because I know if the Freedom Fighters ever came back, they probably can't use the reboot designs because they were designed specifically for Archie.
Yeah.
And like certain story points can't be used because they're there is another thing we got to talk about.
Hmm.
Oh,
What is it?
Guys, so Cirrus, were you tagged at all, or was it just me? Because people are doing what we've been talking about doing, and we still need to do,
What, a
where they're
road trip?
looking through some, I think might be some finally released documents about the court case with Penders.
Mhm.
He may or may not actually own some of the things he claims. I didn't know this was settled outside with a settlement.
Oh,
So
please
I don't know.
don't tell me he's been right this whole time.
Well, no, I think the argument people are making is he's been lying and doesn't have any legal case whatsoever. Problem is, obviously Archie responded by removing everything related to him. So I don't know if any of this this Twitter stuff is relevant or not, but I think me and Cirrus really properly need to thoroughly sit down and look through this, because it looks like they've proven that Ken did sign some work for hire stuff, but
If
So
he
Ken is
Illegal
wrong.
Eagle on the show?
I mean, well, we already know the Chronicles stuff was thrown out, Femren. But people
Yeah,
are saying
I,
he's done. Like that's not the case.
and
Like,
I've got
they responded for a reason, the way they
what
did
I'll
in Archie.
say is, right or wrong, he's still a bitch.
well, yeah, that's a goalpost that never has to be moved. But like
Oh, finally.
we did. This is why,
Tired
like,
of this.
I wish we could have
You
done
can
it.
finally rest, pup. You can rest.
I
I
wish
can rest my little arm.
I wish we could have done this. Like, I know real life like constantly got in the way of us doing this, but I think I got access to the New York Pacer system. Like, what was it? Almost a year ago now.
Basically, at this point, yeah.
Yeah, I was so excited. I was sending Nick screenshots. I was just like, "Look, they just accepted my my application to have access to their court docs. I'm in. We can do this." And then crickets.
I had a lawyer friend that just like immediately looked stuff up at some point. I need to get back in contact with him. Because they're like, "Oh, this looks interesting," because I told them about it.
Mm-hmm.
And like 5 minutes later, like, "Oh, so this and this. Like, how just have access?" Like, yeah, I'm a lawyer. I know how to do this.
Yeah, like for me,
So,
I've got to actually go in and I have to request specific access and be like, yeah, it's for research. This is my reason. Like, because it's not my job, I don't just have like a card that says, hey, guess what? My info.
Yeah, I don't know. I wanna figure out what's going on there. But yeah, like they're saying in the chat here, some people are like force, like Demetrius. The case has already been settled, and most of the information that we may want to know may never be brought up. Yeah, that's the thing. They might legally have signed documents saying they can't say this or that. The other thing is, like, Ken's been pretty brazen, so he got something out of this because Archie responded in a very dramatic reboot. And if they didn't have to do that, they would not have done that because it jarringly threw off the story that Ian was telling at that point. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because like when you listen to Bumblecast, it sounds like he is very vague about it, but it sounds like there is always the possibility that he can finish the pre-reboot story in some form or fashion. But he's being very dodgy about it. So I'm sure he might be talking with like IDW's like legal team about what they can and can't do.
It might
Because
also be a thing where like you have to talk to their story department and actually go, hey, this is the story I was working on then. It was established this way. I want to finish it here. And they go, okay, legal issues aside, you need to reestablish X, Y, and Z before you could ever do that.
No. I'm not talking like reincorporate it into the IDW book. It is not out of the realm of possibility because this has been done quite a few times by different stories and everything where people come back to finish their story. They've done this with the Ninja Turtles. I think it was like the Image line that was never finished up, and IDW got the publishing rights to all that stuff, reprinted the old stuff in color, and then finally finished up that story, gave it a new name.
Oh,
it's a different continuity.
instead of rewriting it into IDW so it could be finished there in spirit, they would literally be finishing up Archie
Right.
Run.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
That'd be
finishing
cool.
up that canon and his story. And to be completely fair to Ken, he could have done that too after all this legally crazy nonsense. And
Nope.
yeah, he has
Laura
to change
Sue
stuff
Chronicles 9.0.
It's gonna happen.
Like
Can't wait.
that's the thing. Like that's where I'm not giving him any kind of leeway here. Is like he's been so obsessed with this, and he's such an unreliable narrator. Like, yeah, he's not giving himself any wiggle room here. Like, if he wants to do anything, then make the fucking comic book. If you have the ability to do it, then make it.
Well, not to
Put
mention,
up or
like,
shut up.
you can easily have, this is the official comic that I'm working on that's going to allow me to pay my bills that I've been telling people I'm going to finish for the last 10 years and haven't actually done so. And then there's this fan project I have on the side where I'm going to finish the story that I originally set out to do. That way there's not a legal repercussion for it, because fan works, this happens all the time. These are things he's been able to do all this time, which leads me to believe it's not the integrity of the work that he's ever been concerned with. It's the money. Quite frankly, it's the money.
He's got to have money.
Got just man, had a whole lot to talk about with problematic Sonic creators this week, haven't we?
Between Yuji Naka and pen lenders.
I like Yuji a little bit more just because he has proven himself to be a very talented programmer. Like, he did help create one of my favorite games of all time, one of my favorite series of all time. But yeah, he God damn you.
He doesn't have he doesn't have this, Yuji Naka doesn't have this weird obsession of drawing each individual tooth.
It's called Art, Wayne.
And the giant bug eyes and all of that. So I'm not gonna lie, I was on my stream yesterday and I was covering some really, really weird. I don't know how I stumbled on the weird Sonic side of YouTube, but I stumbled on the weird Sonic side of YouTube. and our Paul Jamal hops in my chat and just goes, so how does this measure up to Ken Penders? And I'm starting out and I'm like, the artwork's better than Ken's. So, I mean, it's not that bad. And then as the story goes on and it's nothing but melodrama and who got who pregnant in the Sonic universe, I'm like, I'm just like, nope, this is Ken's. This is definitely a Ken Penders story. This feels like one. It is nothing but who fucked who. And it's awful.
Wait, whose
I
story is
think
this?
you're gonna send me a link.
At least Enerjack is cool.
The video's going to be
Enerjack is cool.
Bob, the video's going to be going up on Nekosaurus in about 6 hours.
I'll be waiting 6 hours. If it's not up in 6, I'm gonna be upset, Cirrus.
I know you're going to be upset, and that's okay. I live to upset you.
Oh?
There are times when we talk deep enough about Ken Penders or Yuji Naka, where I'm just like, I'm kind of glad to be done with some of this shit. Like, I look at Balan Wonderworld, or I look at just most of Ken's Archie run, and I'm like, yeah, let's streamline some of this. It's fine. I like having people on board that know what they're doing, like Christian Whitehead. I like Ian Flynn, but at the same time, man, like, I know I got to be patient and just see them like come out with all this stuff, and I keep overlooking this part for Origins, where I feel like they are properly, like, thoroughly going to be straightening out the canon and solving some questions for everybody. And I'm hoping Frontiers does the same thing, because I like that consistency where Ian Flynn helped, like, narrate, big quotations, the storyline of Origins, and he's also working on Frontiers, and we're also getting Tales 2, and with the sign that Knuckles is coming in, it does feel like they're properly, thoroughly going to be like, okay, here's the layout. No more confusion. I am so hyped about it. But yeah, I am going to miss the Freedom Fighters, and I'm going to miss some of the heart that was brought in from, I hate to say it, from Ken and from Yuji. But also I kind of get, just wanting you to distance yourself from very problematic people. Because, yeah, I mean, Ken's case especially, it's a matter of like, no, I need my recognition. Don't get caught up in the fantasy. I need my name on this. Protect my legacy. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm just rambling, guys. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Should be.
we all kind of understand what you're talking about, though, here, because realistically, let's be fair. We know where people like Ken sit on in this conversation, and it's what's the best way to put this? When you're a fan of a series, the worst thing to hear is that the reason you couldn't get a good story completed was because of somebody else's ego on a development team. It is one of the worst feelings, because you're like, wait a minute. I could have had X, Y, and Z. I could have had this wonderful conclusion to a story I'd been following with, in the case of Archie, 15 years? And instead, one person went, actually, no. I'm going to cause everyone to be upset. And then, on the topic of their ego, then they're going to go onto Twitter and they're... Why did I pronounce the T so hard? Twitter.
I don't know.
Twitter. Pronouncing it like Kent Hovind. Jesus. Water. Anyway, and then they're going to go onto Twitter, and on Twitter, they're going to use the fans whom they are screwing over in the first place to prop up their legacy. Do you remember when that happened? When he showed a picture of like one of his fans, quote unquote, and the person like had to respond on Twitter and went, "This is a picture of me when I was a child. I don't consent to you using it. I am not a fan of your work. What are you doing?"
That was one of the rare times, and this did kind of solidify it for me, where Ian Flynn actually had to jump in, because he's usually just avoids Ken altogether. Like, you'll get some like passive aggressive frustration on Bumblecast because his co-host likes to bring it up, and Ian likes to obviously like skirt around it for obvious reasons. But that was the one time where he's like, "Yeah, I don't like to involve myself, but like this is my friend. She is not lying. This is her in the picture, and she's not happy about this. Like, just throwing in my 2 cents, just to let you know, like, she's the legit deal. She's not making the story up. I'm confirming her, with my own word." So yeah, like, that's Jesus. It's wild. I gotta say though, man, like, I do kind of love the drama when it like bleeds out creatively. Like in the case, because Ben Jax just reminded me of Evil Sonic and Scourge, and now we have Surge. Where it's like, I'm going to take that idea and then I'm going to evolve it and change it. Because yeah, I love that. That's creativity at play. Yeah, no matter how many different things Ken throws his way, he's like, okay, fine. Then I'm going to veer, and I'm going to use creativity to transform it into something else. And that's why you can still say Finitivus and Starline are two wildly different characters, but you can still see the through line in their creation. I love that, dude. I absolutely love that.
Don't Sega own Finitivus?
We don't know. I don't know that. I would imagine Archie might own some of the rights for that. I don't know. I know he was designed by names are blanking on me right now. It was right before Flynn jumped on board, but I don't know who owns Finitivus.
He's in he's like in the grey area. Like someone like Mammoth Mogul is strictly off limits, but like I'm sure Finitivus is in like a grey area.
Yeah,
don't quote me. I'm an idiot.
I know one of the creator of Mammoth Mogul tried to pull a Ken Penders, and it just, I don't know if it worked or not. I think he's like selling like mugs or T-shirts with Mammoth Mogul on it somewhere, and nobody talks about it.
Wait, Mammoth Moguls?
He's selling Mammoth Muggles?
Oh my god, no, I want that.
I hope you're fucking proud of that one.
I hope you are too, because if he is selling mugs and he's not doing that, then what is he even doing? I would have bought it. I would have bought it just for that pun alone.
That's pretty good.
And then J.K. Rowling would have sued him for the word Muggle.
Oh, damn it!
There have to be layers of depression in my jokes. I'm sorry.
That's so good. That's so damn good. Speaking of Surge, a new comic cover where she's smashing a mirror and both Sonic reflection in place is so cool. Yeah.
Oh, have you
John
seen
Gray,
the one?
Thank you.
Have you seen the one where it's Sonic? Like it's like Sonic's like the way they've drawn it. It's like he's the antagonist in the cover.
Oh,
for 51, I think it's so good.
Yeah, that's for issue 50. That is the meetup. I think I still need to read issue 49. I think that just dropped a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I think. I read.
I haven't got it myself.
I'm going to the comic book shop later today.
Certified
give me a-
Nobody. He said he DM'd John Gray about who owns Finitivus, and he responded, "Well, don't leave us hanging, dude. Like, tell us if they can't use Dr. Finitivus, just use Zachary from Fleetway." You know, Webster, like genuinely, that is something that we saw in the latest issue. Is we saw a little nod to Zachary's robot from Sonic the Comic.
Oh, the squirrel sign. Oh, what the fuck's his name?
No. It's not the squirrel. It's the robot Finitivus used to break and absorb the Master Emerald.
Oh, God knows.
I mean, at this point, yeah, like the only thing anybody over in the States knows about Fleetway is Fleetway Supersonic.
Evil Supersonic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
And Sonic was an
Abusive
asshole to Tails.
I
Which is
only
great.
haven't covered Fleetway just because there's Sonic the Comic podcast out there. Like, there's a very, very thorough following for Sonic the Comic, and I don't feel like I'm the best person to go to quite yet until I've read it through thoroughly. And
You
did
mean
some
the
more
only
research.
canon version of Sonic?
Oh my god! But I do think it's weird that they haven't utilized those characters. Maybe they're caught up in goofy shit too.
Certified Nobody
Yeah.
has confirmed that he's of the belief that he and the Carl Bollers co-own him, and he'd be fine with Sega using Finitivus in the future.
Nobody talks to Carl. I wonder if I should reach out to him.
You make him sound like he's really lonely.
Yeah.
Nobody talks to
Carl.
Carl.
Nobody talks to Carl. Should I speak to him?
You.
What did you do? I created a white echidna. Carl.
Well, that's
That
interesting
kills
though.
people, Carl.
You gave Knuckles a dad.
He's a recolor.
Well, this is interesting though, because this does give credit to Ken Penders. Is the thing, if Gray's response is correct, because what Certified is reading here is saying, "Hello, given the circumstances of what happened, I've always gone with the notion that he's co-owned by Carl and I. Carl created him, and I designed him. Penders would probably dispute that he owns the character because of how Ian wrote him later, but I can at least claim the design. If nothing else, he's mine and mine alone." So what we can take away from that is what would confirm for Penders is the creators of these characters owned the characters, which is fascinating to me because I would have assumed even way back in the day, you're signing work saying that Sega owns all of this stuff. It
On the
seems
bright
wild that they'd be
side,
that loosey-goosey about it.
it seems that at least he's not being a little pussy bitch boy about it.
Well, no, he's not. He still gets paid. He still is.
Yeah.
He's a working artist.
He acts like a fucking professional.
So, yeah, because he's a decent human being, he still gets work.
Look, I colored Sonic red. OC, legal protection. Don't steal.
That's very weird.
I'm not gay.
That's very, very weird.
You keep saying that, Pad.
Because
I don't know. I need to start talking to some of the comic creators. I did reach out to one about a very specific character for next year's Mecha March Madness. And actually, now I'm thinking about it, Cyrus, Wayne, and Bob all throw thank you guys, by the way. You will see that video before everybody else. It's a very
Wait, no pup?
you're not
Fuck
a
you, Bob.
patron.
Yeah, and I'm your son.
I swear to then you'll obviously see it, won't you?
No,
No, but they shared
child
some
support.
art. They shared some art, like concept art for it's not a character anybody cares about, but I did when I found it.
Oh yeah.
So I'm excited. Like that's a nice tease for you. I'm gonna be sharing some information that's not yet been shared with the community.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I
These are
wasn't,
the perks you
man,
get
I
of
wasn't
being
aware.
subscribed on Patreon.
I wasn't aware that we were going to be getting info about the new iteration of Metal Sally coming to IDW Comics in 2023.
Fine, I guess I am your little patron. Come here.
I need to stop talking shit to Sega because I need to go get hired by them and then take over and then bring Sally.
Hire
back
this
in the
man.
Wait,
Sega hire
Nick,
this man.
Sega,
I
you don't
understand.
need to work at Sega to bring Sally back. Sally's already confirmed to come back. The island's right there in Sonic Origins.
The fortress.
Yeah.
I'm so very thankful that Flynn was like, yeah, you got it. I was like, yeah, buddy.
That's been making me think with the presence of that island, because like Spinball comes in the whole like DLC music pack, like the pre-order bonus thing, right?
Yeah,
like that whole thing. What's the other two games? It's Chaotix and what is it? Spinball, Chaotix. There's another
Blast.
game, isn't there? 3D Blast. Do you think they'll have representation of them in like menus and islands and stuff?
I would love
feel
that.
Like hard.
I would love that. I hope so. They said something about music islands and stuff like that. So I need to make it clear, guys. Like, I'm mad about the DLC for Origins because it does feel like they were just trying to find things to split apart. Because I love Sonic Jam because I could explore that 3D world. Yeah, I want to use a 3D camera on these fucking islands, and I hope people figure out how to incorporate them into like Sonic fan games.
Oh,
that
they
would
will.
Be cool.
So the islands, assuming they don't have collision. If they do have collision, then the camera will bump into them, which will make things even easier. But whether or not they have collision, as long as the models can be exported somewhere, just like into Blender, we can just immediately toss them into anything. All you have to do is...
It looks like they're using the basic classic Sonic model, aren't they?
All you have to use at that point is just add fucking collision and drop a Sonic model in with physics. Woo!
Get a proper Sonic Jam too.
Which means it would have been that much easier for Sega to do it on their own, and they chose not to. And instead, they're delisting a whole bunch of stuff, and I hate them.
Yeah.
I don't hate you, Sega. Send me stuff.
He's lying.
I'm still gonna like try and reach out and get like a review copy of the game because it turns out that game's dropping during too many games, which is very frustrating for me. But I'm gonna be a little arrogant little shit and be like, Sega, you gotta impress me. I'm sorry. That's my favorite game you're fucking with. You gotta impress me. Give it to me.
All right, you guys, you've been patronized. Fucking be happy. Ginger Bob, do you have a patron?
Do not.
No.
Pop, come on,
Oh,
man.
thank you, Ginger Goat, for
Me
your
channel
Patreon
goat?
support.
What?
Oh shit! Why does it say that? What?
Did
You
you-
haven't updated that?
This might be why my patron doesn't make as much as you guys is then, huh?
Oh, thanks, Bob. Now I have to change my outro screen so I can get you in the fucking credits of this video I'm working on.
Oh, don't be a bitch! I'm trying to help.
Man, I don't have to change anything, and that makes me... Oh, wait, hold on.
Wait, no, it literally says channel pup. It does not say. What is your problem?
I
What's
need
your
to go.
fucking-
I'm gonna have to support you fucking bastards. You all are supporting me. I
Oh
gotta
no
be
way! It
seen.
literally
Oh,
says channel
yeah.
goat on my own profile.
I gotta
no freaking way.
reorganize my Patreon, actually.
I do too, because like I'm supporting people. Like I don't, and I'm like, why? I don't watch your stuff early or anything.
Guys, I can't change the name from channel goat.
No,
What
you
do I
can't.
do?
You are now just Channel Goat.
It's immortalized.
You can
What are you
change
talking
it.
about? You can.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you can.
Yeah.
can't you? Yeah.
Don't
Yeah, but
tell
you
him
can't
that.
tell him.
Don't tell him
Don't tell
that.
him.
Let
I'm
him
gonna go-
suffer.
Of course, I'm
No,
telling them that. I get like messages from people like, "Can you say it like this?" I'm like, change it.
I'm changing
there-
my name
I
to
can't do that.
Pupe.
He's gonna change it. Oh my god.
Oh,
I miss
God.
Channel
See,
Goat.
luckily, none of y'all are putting in 20 because then I don't have to make fucking slides for you at the end of my show.
You know what? You're an OG, Ginger Bob, because everyone else misses the old design. You miss the fucking goat.
It's the Goat. Goat was rad.
And he didn't
an
come
OG.
back, so don't expect the old design to come back either.
Fuck.
It's
Anyway,
not happening.
Rally for
It's not.
Goat.
Rally for Goat.
goating for the goat. That wasn't even funny.
Dream goat.
Going for the goat.
Dream
Go
Goat.
for the goat. Go for the goat.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, what's my patron password again? I'm trying to change my screen name.
Say it out loud. It'll help you remember.
No, I sign in with my Facebook. I don't
I'm
know what my
fairly certain
password
it's
would be.
ARCH.
No, that's his IP.
Oh,
If
you're
you
right,
want to
yeah.
protect your IP,
Here's this IPv6 for you to copy into your bar and totally not destroy everything I love and own.
If you want me to change back to the old pup design, simply send me $100. Results may be temporary.
Oh my god,
Alright,
I should do
guys.
that with my OG's design. That'd be fucking hilarious.
All right, it's the time to
Super chat time.
Super chats.
I
do
thought we
think
wanted
it
to
is super
talk
chat.
about America.
Well, we do need to. Cirrus is gonna have to get going in like 20-ish minutes.
Yeah.
I'm kind of fucked because I didn't update my email address from one that no longer works anymore, and I need to change the password, but I have to enter the existing password, and in order to find that out, I have to get a reminder sent to my old email address, which I don't have anymore.
Christ.
Amazing.
How will he get out of this wacky situation?
Find out next time on Fuck.
Find out next time on.
I can't wait to
My
watch
fa-
the new episode of Channel Fuck.
Oh, no, for real, I'm fucked.
Exclusive
That's
to
his
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
I mean, you can always just contact like I'm sure
Send an email to
Patreon has, like, a-
Patreon.
Yeah, they can help you out.
I don't want to send
Page-
anyone a page. Oh wait, I can change my password here. Okay, cool.
All right,
Fucking
all right, guys. While we have the limited time we have, let's get these super chats out of the way. Pup, do you want to take the first one from Sony?
I'm changing my password. Okay,
So
I'll change
Sony
my-
gave.
I know he gave us $5 Canadian. When you leak... Wait, how do you spell FCBD? When you leak the FCBD issue, but people repost it and get more clout. What's FCBD?
Free comic book
Free
day.
comic book
So
day.
Sony, he got it early somehow, and his post went nuts because the debate between Hydrocity and Hydro City is now in the game, not the game, the comic canon. Thanks to that, and it turns out Sonic calls it Hydro City and Tails calls it Hydrocity, and Knuckles doesn't give a shit either way, as it turns out.
I don't
So
think he would.
Knuckles
It's
is
his,
the true.
it's his island.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
debating on with Trey on Twitter. Oh yeah, that's right. Our weekly Trey stupid fucking tweet. Where he's like, see, canonically now it's Hydro City. And I was like, bitch, first off, this is not game canon. The canon you guys take so fucking seriously. Secondly, how does that make that? No, the argument is canon. Sonic and Tails don't get to name Knuckles Island. They don't get to name his toilet.
I was about to
You
say,
bitch.
wouldn't it be great if he was just like, I don't know, I just always called it the sewers. You can fuck off.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I've been saying. Like, it's why are you guys naming my toilet?
Monkey game.
Just call it Toilet Town.
I call it the grape hole.
The-
He calls it the grape hole.
But yeah,
My
Sony's,
toilet
tweet
loves my
blew the
grapes.
fuck up.
I call it bikini
It has
bottom.
sprinkles.
Say Hydropolis. Be completely wrong.
That's the best one.
Hydropolis.
No, that's the best one.
Hydro.
That is actually a great name. That is a great name. I like it.
I'm gonna
Right,
stick
because
with
you're a-
Hydro Kitty.
Okay,
That's
right, let me
Blaze's
just fix
version.
that up.
See, Certified says Hydro City is canon if you look at the original Japanese pronunciation. I've heard the opposite. I've heard that the Japanese pronunciation backs up Hydrocity.
There is no correct answer.
Because like they're not translating the direct words, are they?
What if it was
Because if they are doing
Hydrocity?
Hydro and City, then that would make sense, right?
What if it was
Like Bidet City?
it would just end up being called Hydro City?
Look, you
We're
call it
all
Hydro
wrong.
City. You call it Hydro City. You call it Hydrocity. I call it Biden's America.
Double
I haven't
chocolate
figured
chip.
out where to use it in the joke, but I am gonna be using Hydrocity, Hydro City like I would tomato.
What the
And also, who the fuck says tomato? Nobody says tomato.
English people say tomato.
Oh, really?
No, we don't.
Yeah, that's not English.
Don't lie.
I'm
What the
so
fuck are you
glad
talking
we
about?
have
We
the
need
ar-
more often just to call Pup out.
Oh,
and
what are you
just-
talking about? But what do you call it then, you fucking bitch?
I call it that disgusting red thing, and then I wake up.
Ah, see?
I call it
See?
tomato.
And I'm supposed to be the weird one, huh? And I'm supposed to be the uncharacteristic one, huh? You bitch. You
It is
Hey.
tomato.
Hey, Cirrus, can you
I
read
call
the
him.
name of Neocat's pronunciation?
I'll
Of...
fucking kill you.
Yes, I
boy.
can.
Don't
That
test
one's
me, boy.
perfectly
We will
fine.
kill no one.
I'll
Neocat
make
has
you look like
Hydro City.
suicide. Don't test me. Don't fucking test me.
See, that one's fine. That one's legal.
Oh, that makes a nice
You're right.
change for you then, doesn't it, Cirrus? You fucking...
You're right. You're right,
Die.
guys. We just need to call it Seattle. Anyway,
Yeah. Go.
so
Next one is Nick.
Okay, you
Dream
need to
Goat.
correct yourself because everyone thinks that I've been called out. Ginger Bob, correct yourself right now, mister.
Pal, listen, I'm right. You're wrong.
You're fucking wrong. You're wrong. You are...
I'm not wrong. I'm
you're-
Bob. I'm the guest
You're
here.
out of order.
You're
This
the
whole court's out of
fucking-
order.
Stinky
Oh
poo,
my
man.
god. No,
And-
this one's for Bob. Hang on. Dreamboatin with $5. Hello, newcomer and complete stranger who definitely doesn't have the same Discord access as Bob. I would love to hear your opinion about Hotel Mario.
So right, deep in the delves of Sauron, okay, best game ever made. This golden disc made by fucking I don't know. It's just got the funniest cutscenes I've ever seen of any game, and I can quote them all by heart. I swear.
No.
And no,
No.
No.
too many toasters.
Oh, toasters, toast.
Where
toast.
there's
I used to
smoke,
have-
there's
There's
Bowser.
a fire.
I hope
When
you
there's
made
smoke,
lots of
there's
spaghetti.
fire. Hey, you get off of my cloud. That's my favorite one.
Mama Luigi to you, Mario.
That's the cartoon. You got it wrong.
Oh, I thought it was all the same fucking thing.
No, you're a
It should
stone
be.
pup. You didn't make it.
Have you seen that post, like that image where it's did you know gaming? It's like in prehistoric era, this Italian plumber named Luigi invented the football. It's like it's the dumbest shit.
Koopa, football players.
It's official size, but not official weight.
And that's how we
Talking
feel
about
about Hotel Mario.
You're talking about my
It's
penis
best game
again.
ever made.
All right, sir, it's your turn.
Okay. Terrible to call plush. Oh, right. No, next one. SonicBot for $2 said, "Hi, just woke up. What did I miss?"
Not much.
Not much at the beginning.
Just wake up early, you fucking idiot.
Wake up! None of this is real. Wake up! Wake up!
The accident wasn't your fault, okay? You have to let me
Coronavirus?
go.
Sonic Forces?
Just wake up.
What are you talking about? Didn't you hear Sonic Adventure 2 is coming out on the GameCube?
GameCube.
How long has
What's that?
Electric's been asleep? You have to wonder.
He's still asleep right now.
Oh God.
We all are.
Wayne!
Where are the Walking Dead?
Ended now.
All right. Well, we got Electrics. With $2. All it takes is one bad day, Wayne. You're damn right.
Oh boy. I get to read from our pal Jamal.
Wait, what about Bob?
No, fuck Bob.
Oh.
Oh.
Fine. You get our pal Jamal. Fuck's sake.
My pal Jamal.
He's not your pal.
$2. Happy Beef Fairy Day, Cirrus Milk X Nick Milk Milk Bro. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad he read that because he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, the best
Our-
part. The best
I think
part.
we always have to make a guest read about the milk.
The best part is
Yeah.
when Jamal comes into my chat, like, because he just recently started doing it, and he'll say that as well in my chat on my stream. But my stream is completely degenerate. So even though nobody has any context, they all just go, "Yeah, that tracks."
Yeah, I was gonna say that makes perfect sense. And
in my world.
In Cirrus Land. Welcome to Cirrus Land.
Well,
they're just looking
I,
at it like, well, yeah, look at him. Why do you think we're here?
I get to read.
I mean, how could we? Let's just not ignore it. The elephant in the room.
I get the
elephants?
the honor. Fuck. I get the honor.
Elephants in the room.
I quit. I get the honor of reading this very long super chat from our resident yogurt male, Akashodin, who sends $10 and says,
So 8 and
Whoa.
then
Whoa.
Suris, what you unearthed
Surius.
yesterday on Twitch? I felt like I saw the face of death, and its voice was Tommy Wiseau. I have officially lost all faith in humanity. Happy Friday!
Happy Friday, Cyrus. Oh man, so good you're a year older.
Is that that horrible shit you were showing us on
Yep.
on Twitter? Oh my
Yep.
god! Okay,
I will.
Well.
I will quote from the worst part of it. She has not forget me. I will pursue her again.
Oh.
It is the worst thing. Just context will be on Nekosaurus soon. Don't worry.
Wanna fuck my wife?
It better be at 6.
You know what? I'll make it
All right.
earlier than that, just for you.
Ah, hell yes. 6 o'clock
Premature
in the afternoon.
upload. That's the number one cause of unwanted videos, Cirrus.
Yep, I know.
all right.
Who's up?
Wayne.
Cirrus.
I'm awake.
No, Cirrus. Never
yeah,
mind.
it is
I was gonna
me.
talk about Cirrus. Yeah, never mind.
I just Chip, stop! My dog is trying to lick me.
I'm
Sergio-
not. What the fuck? You taste like salty trash. Like, I'm not licking you.
Sergio Fonseca, thank you for the €5. When games were physical, it was less awkward to not reprint games post some date. But with digital only, it's a bad look to discontinue games. I agree. That's why
There
all of
is a
us are going to
difference.
burn everything.
There is a difference, though, Sergio, between because physical games, you have to stop printing them at some point. The difference here is, the allure of digital is the convenience and not having to run to a store and not having to worry about it running out of stock. But the thing with Sega here specifically is they're removing it from active storefronts, as opposed to like Nintendo closing up the 3DS shop and everything, which sucks. But you also you also get it, right? Like, they're gonna have to close down the servers for these machines that aren't being produced anymore. Cirrus, if you're going to eat, turn off your microphone.
That's not me.
Who's
That's
doing
me,
that.
I
That's
apologize.
Bob.
That was me. I apologize.
I apologize,
What it
Cirrus.
needed.
Bob,
Hey.
you piece of shit.
Hey,
I
Bob.
can't help it.
Bob.
Hey,
Bob.
What?
What are you eating?
Shit.
did you
Yeah.
you gonna share those?
I mean, they're pretty cold. They've been here for an hour.
Are you
Then
gonna
put them
share
away.
No, I'm eating them.
those? Put them away.
They're away now. I'm not eating them no more.
I forgot that's one of my favorite moments on our show. Just a completely calm pup. Oh my god.
Then put them away.
Before Wesley reads the next one, can you just let him know how to pronounce this word here, Nick? The last word
I
in the
got
name.
it. I've got it. I've
No,
got it.
Wyatt,
I've
you haven't got it.
I've
No.
got it. I've got it. I have got it.
Daylight?
That's
William.
fine. It's the evil Cyberman.
Walker, Wade, Winston, Watson, you need to read it now.
How did he have so
Okay.
many? He's just ready for them.
We've got the evil Time Lord Assassin with a £1.79. Hope Sonic CD's music copyright issues are fixed. Wait, Sonic
What was
CD
it
had
with them?
copyright issues?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
vocals for
Yeah, you can toot
you can
toot
do anything.
Sonic hentai enthusiast.
We do need to hear some toot toots again.
Oh, I'll
'cause
get
nobody
far.
gets-
Yeah,
nobody
Cirrus.
gets those jokes.
Stop
Poo
farting
cam.
then. Come on, fart for us. Toot toot Sonic fucker.
People complain about Sonic fart jokes in the movies, but it's been a part of his core
It's a
identity
reference.
for the longest time.
It's a reference to Sonic CD.
That's all it is.
Toot toot Sonic Warriors.
Deep cut, as Kevin Smith would say.
And just Kevin Smith, nobody else.
I
No,
hate him. I hate him. He's on my list.
He's on your list.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
no.
I'll show him a
Wow.
deep cut.
Thank you guys for the help there. Holy cow. Yeah, let's keep moving on just because Cirrus does have to get going here pretty soon.
It's Bob's turn to read for Xander Johnson Carr.
Xander Johnson Carr, $50. Hey boys, hope you're all doing well. Keep being sensational. Side note, what are your honest opinions on the Batmobile in Arkham Knight? I'd ask a Sonic question, but let's be honest, who really likes Sonic? Colon,
Sonic
grin,
fan.
Absolutely none of that was intended for you, Bob. So you just sit this one out. Okay.
Hey
So
pal, I've played Arkham Knight. I like Batman. I like that.
no,
I
you
like
don't.
that
No,
thing.
you just
Yes,
like
I
Sonic.
do. You don't know
just-
me.
You stay in
Oh
your lane.
God.
Son, stay
You're
in your lane.
never leaving.
I'm
Cirrus.
older than
Sorry.
you.
Son, are you? How old are you?
I can't tell you that.
Well, then if you can't back up your claims, I
No, but
I'm
we
just
share
gonna-
a birthday.
We do, don't we?
No.
Oh.
What the? I feel like I am going insane. What is this conversation?
I'm so glad Pub came back.
Jesus.
I told
Oh my
you
God.
when I got him to cover my shift that you wouldn't want us both on the show.
We were on a stream together once. That was fun.
We
I am
were.
always excited to see Bob when we're doing our Discord conversations. It's
Oh, are you
always
gonna
a-
get him
Thank you.
diapers and a fucking baby costume as well then?
If
He doesn't
lived
need
over
to
here-
buy me anything. You don't need to buy me. I've already got it, bro.
See, he's an adult. He buys his own diapers.
Yeah, I shit my pants.
Anyways, back to our beloved Johnson Carr. I'm gonna go first because I'm the Batman guy. you know. And the Batmobile in Arkham Knight, I feel like it's like the Tumbler, but nice, with a nice little shape to it. But it's fucking made obsolete if you pre-order the PS4 version, because it comes with this red pinstripe version inspired by the 60s one. And I will never, ever just go for all black when I can have a little bit of red pinstripe on it. Because, damn, shit.
I don't really veer away from the initial impressions that reviewers were giving it. I do think it's fun to control. I think it's a little overutilized.
I thought we
I
were just
agree
talking
with
about
that.
design.
for God's sake.
They could have afforded one less tank battle, I guess. But what I did like about it was that the Batmobile had a very similar fighting philosophy to Batman himself, in that there's a lot of counter and attack. And once you get in a rhythm, you get better. I like that. What I think is really fucking stupid is the Arkham Knight is supposed to know Batman super well and exploit his weaknesses. So yeah, I'm very familiar with Batman's no killing rule for unmanned tanks.
I just
Gilly,
thought the
for
controls
God's
were a
sake,
bit-
I'm back from playing Sonic the Hedgehog on Leapfrog Dig. I've tracked down that game. I've not tracked down a Dig. So good on you. Good on you, Gilly.
Is that not short for like the Australian musical? Who's outdoors? Who is literally outdoors? Sirius, why are you outdoors?
What?
I can hear the
There's,
sound
like,
of cars
wind.
passing by.
I guarantee you, pup, if you knew where I lived, you would never think cars are passing by me.
Okay, fine. It's the sound of your mini fridge opening. This isn't eating time. This is podcast time.
I swear to God.
So, anyone else's opinions on the Batmobile in Arkham Knight?
It's okay. I mean,
You've
I thought
already
the boss fight
spoken.
was... I didn't give my full opinion, okay, Mr. Video Essay. I like the design of it. I thought it was fun. I thought the boss fight was hell. Boss fight was absolute hell, and it was
Which one?
It was the main one, like the one later on in the game.
Oh,
It's been
what,
a
the
while
one with
since I played Arkham Knight.
with the drill boy?
No, not that one. I like that one. That one was cool.
Yeah, I like the
the
drill
one in the
boy.
city. The one in the actual city was.
Oh, I like that too. The one
it was
I did
too
like
slow.
was Deathstroke. Like, I don't like that they were like, oh yeah, you know those boss things? Never mind, Batmobile and tanks.
Yeah, but it was fun. But when I'm going through the open way, like the city of the game, I don't use the Batmobile. I just glide around.
I like the chases and the nitros and the racing stages. And fuck you, I like
You
the Batmobile.
would.
Why wouldn't
would.
I?
Yeah, he wouldn't want to know.
Cirrus, anyone? Game apologist is typing in the chat.
I've
so
actually
we need to move on.
never
we need to let
played-
someone else speak.
I've never played Arkham Knight. I
We
have
need
no.
to let Cirrus speak. Guys, shut up. We need to let Cirrus speak.
No, I was asking how much time does he have left?
Shut up. We need to let Cirrus
We
speak.
are at about my last 5 minutes.
Shut up. We
Okay,
need to let
all
Cirrus
right.
speak.
Nope.
Oh, God.
Let's get to the rest of these.
Yeah. I
Jesus.
can sum it up real quick. Aesthetically, it's great. Gameplay wise, it fucking bashes in Batman's kneecaps. No questions. All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is Sonic Bot with 100 smackaroos. Holy fuck. God damn, you're either very generous or very stupid, and thank you very much.
I swear to God.
How
On
to
some
lose
level-
donors.
As long as I can get your kidney, we're good. On some level, Sonic Origins has a lot to look forward to. The Mania team is part of this project, the mobile ports are a part of the collection, and Sonic 3 and K is given the same treatment as Sonic 1 and 2. Just not sure how to feel about this whole situation. I'm right there with you, Sonic Bot, and for realsies, I don't think you're stupid. I actually love you.
We talked about it last week. I think we all are in the same agreement about it. Like, we're excited for the dev team. We're not excited for how the publisher is handling it, though. Is that about right?
My death
Yeah,
hurts.
that's kind of where we head in. Like
Yeah.
everything on the development side, it looks cool. It looks great. Everything
Yeah.
about how they're distributing it and the delisting of stuff that we found out afterwards, which is part of the distribution strategy. Fuck it. All to hell.
Yep. All right. So I guess it's my turn here. Let's see here. So Black Yakuzu 94 with $5. Thank you. The real sad part about Sega delisting games, because now what happens if they re-release the adventure games again, either remaster or remakes? So that's where I was kind of thinking about Pup, what he was saying about like getting rid of things, and like not confusing the market, not clustering up Steam or stuff like that. I can't argue against that. And if they did a proper re-release of Sonic Adventure, it would be hard to argue against that really shitty PC port. But at the same time, there's an entire modding community behind it. So
Considering
If,
we have better SADX to go with it, that makes it just the Dreamcast game, but 60 FPS.
yeah, so it's a complicated thing when you throw that into the equation there. But yeah, I think having some form of the original available would be nice, but the one we have right now is certainly not the original.
It's one of those things where if they did a remake and it was legitimately better than the original, I'm willing to make the sacrifice, but I don't feel I should have to. But it's like say that say they did remakes, but they rewrote the story from Pontac and Graf, throw it in this street. I don't give a fuck. Get rid.
Anyway, all right. Let's keep going on there because that'd be a fun conversation.
Next one is
Pontac and Graf's Sonic Adventure 2.
No, god damn it!
You've become a big time villain, baldy nose hair. Ha! That's such a funny fucking joke.
Silence.
It's not funny. It's never been funny.
It's not even a problematic line. It's just it didn't read the reinstatement of it is the only thing that makes it annoying.
Oh no,
Look,
I think
Tails.
my
Look, Tails, a giant talking egg. You know, because he's quite round like an egg. Stop calling me an egg, Sonic. I'm calling you an egg because you're round like an egg. That's why I call you Eggman.
We have very little time to consider.
Come on,
Jesus.
guys.
Next one is from Black Yakuzu 94 for $5. Nick is like your grandfather who was a war veteran and talks about how he used to kill soldiers in the console wars. It's mad cool.
It's not wrong. I do very much pull the Sonic shall rise again.
Was
this week on
Nick?
Twitter.
Oh
Wait,
my
hold on,
God.
Nick. Now I'm just
The
imagining.
violence shall rise again.
So you know how in Doom you can swap weapon mods on the fly? I'm imagining you just like holding a Sega Genesis like a gun and then just like randomly just swapping in CDs and 32Xs as
like,
you need.
God. I have
Angel.
heard I have heard Nick mention seeing plumbers and trees a lot.
Angel Island will rise again.
When there's smoke, there's fire.
Oh, Gilly's throwing some fucking. He's getting sassy. Baldy McNosehair is about as funny and charming as Donut Lord, to be honest. I don't disagree.
I don't.
I mean,
think
at least Donut Lord is used
funny,
for
it's
more
meant to
than
be
just
charming.
being funny.
Donut
I
Lord
do.
also at least makes a little more sense in the context.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I'll
Shut
count
up,
on Gilly with
Robotnik!
that one.
All right. We got.
It's like it's always been cringy.
Jesus. All right, we've got something. We
Sonic
got money. We got Sonic Bot with $5. Sonic X Hot Wheels. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. If that
It did.
has that, I was gonna say
They-
that has to have happened.
Well,
It has?
no, it has. That's right. Yeah, that one of my first Sonic toys ever was a Sonic crossover thing. It's very random, very weird.
Was it
Right
the
now they have
motorcycle one?
diecast stuff. Yeah. The
Yeah,
one
yeah.
that does not match Sonic whatsoever.
Yeah.
Man, I wish a Sonic game would come out in the future where one of the main characters was riding a motorcycle. That would be rad.
Give him a gun.
Yeah,
You
give
know,
him a
if
gun.
Sonic was as popular as Mario, maybe they would have a whole line of Sonic toys like Mario Kart does with the Hot Wheels license. I don't know, but hey, no, they're friends or whatever.
If
Fuck
you want to
you.
have,
Make some-
if you want to have Sonic and guns and motorcycles, you could call it Sonic gets his immigration visa. Speaking of which, guys, if you want to raise funds for my immigration visa to the USA, you know, we go.
I think we should stream. If you're free later, we should stream later and kind of.
We'll
chat about
stream.
that a little bit.
We'll play some Sea of Thieves. We'll stream. We'll strum. We'll play the guitar.
God.
and
You'll strum.
frolic
We'll
and
strum.
dance.
We'll come. We'll have all kinds of.
I frolic and I dance and I doodle with my pants, and it's gonna be great.
They'll be calling me, as Stanky has been saying, embrace the Nut Lord.
This pleases the donut.
All right, let's keep going.
Right, well, enough with that example of flagrant racism. Let's move on.
I can't. God damn you, sir.
Have you never seen that picture?
I forgot all about that. This pleases the donut. All right. Wayne, it's your turn.
I just did one, but okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Bob. It's your turn.
Okay. Oh yeah. Electrics with $5. You guys heard a recent news regarding the Penders case? Supposedly he lost.
No, I didn't hear a single thing about that. We should talk about that.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
Can you lose more of these cases? Can we make that a regular thing?
Sunset
Oh.
City, the court trials arc.
Sunset
go.
City Court.
I would pay for
We'll
that.
be pulling a Phoenix, right? It'll be a fun time.
We could call it
I'll be
Sunset
bad, man.
City. Call it Sunset City Jury Duty.
Sunset City, attorney law.
I like that.
Okay, so the next one we have Jerome McCullough with £2. You seen the new revised Sonic art with the shorter spikes? Bit stupid, innit?
I barely noticed a difference.
I wouldn't have known if no one had pointed it out.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either.
But I'm happy to see some new revised Sonic Rush artwork. Now, where's my
Oh,
Sonic
yeah,
Rush
same.
remake? I'm
It's
getting
coming.
you right. I said
Why
just
did
said
they, though?
remake. I said remake. I'm becoming Ginger Bob. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Whoa,
and your-
whoa, 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 whoa! What's that supposed to mean?
Fuck you and your stupid accent. you
Fuck
Brummy
off!
Oh,
I'm not even
fuck
from.
off,
What do you mean,
silly-
bro? What do you
You
mean,
fucking
bro?
scouser.
So, Bowden.
Okay, because you're in
Bowden.
university.
All it takes is one bad day.
Too many British people in it today.
Actually,
Too many
Cyrus, you
cooks.
should read Bowden's.
No,
right
I
here.
shouldn't. You should.
The Empire Strikes Back.
You are the one that has to leave, Cyrus.
Yes, I
What?
know.
They pay
like-
us to do this.
Read the fucking thing.
Nope.
What
We
is
shall
this
not be
what
moved.
is this about? Why is he
What
not doing
is,
this?
yeah, what actually is this about?
Why is he being petulant?
Is this
Cyrus?
how you edge your fans?
Cyrus, do you need me to come over? Do you need me to come over there and give you a little kiss for motivation?
No.
Fucking just read the
I don't
goddamn
need you to
chat,
come
man.
in anyway.
Read
I get it.
chat. You're the
read
one
the
that has
chat.
to go.
You pink man.
We're at a stalemate.
Bowden,
Oh,
Bowden, you already know what the price of that is.
For God's sake, Cyrus, we're not the ones here that want to get dragged into your weird fetish shit. Just read the thing.
We could have solved this by you reading it when it was your turn.
Just
It
read
says
this,
it's asking
Cyrus.
you.
You gotta make it on time, you fucking brothel, or everyone will finish early. Just read it, goddammit.
It's like my wife. Are you done yet?
Are you even in here?
the trees are screaming and they all have British accents.
Please, just fuck my wife already.
You gonna do it or what?
We're here for you. We know things have been hard.
Why?
No, seriously, read. For the sake of your own survival, fucking read the goddamn thing.
Fine, but I will get no enjoyment. I will make Bowden
Just
have no
read it.
enjoyment out of this.
Not
Holy
about your
howdy!
enjoyment, it's about
It's,
Bowden's.
it's almost as if I could have, but you interrupted every time, like you always do.
Ring! Read it!
I want to death.
For
Everyone-
$2.
Okay, everyone be silent while Cyrus reads a goddamn super chat, okay? Now,
Okay.
silence.
Bowden for the $2. Make Cyrus say Hydruwu City. There you go. Fuck off.
Sorry I was late for my tournament today, guys. I didn't want to say ooh woo.
Yeah,
The Sunset City was
piece of shit.
fighting.
I can literally just go around with giant anime tits all over myself, but I can't fucking say ooh.
I'm the one that set it up, but now I won't give them the release.
Oh.
Mr. Krabs, who's taking that? I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, because you fucked us.
$4.99. Who cares about what you feel about, sir? I'm done with that joke. I'm done
This
with
is
that.
entirely your fault, man.
Nick, Cyrus, and Pup doing the usual stuff. Wayne, I'm the Joker, baby.
Well, if you don't like it, why,
Baby.
if you don't like it, why don't you just leave again, like you always do? Go get your cigarettes. Go on.
Go see that other podcast.
Yeah. Go,
Oh,
go hang out with
Chad
your
is so
cool
happy.
new friends.
We have Where's Arnold with $99.99. Jesus Christ, you
Would you
guys!
say
getting-
ooh for that price, you slut?
That actually is the canonical price of it, yes.
Canonical
awesome.
price.
Yes.
I love the whole 99
Canonical
cents thing.
price.
In the Cirrus lore.
That sounds like the name of like if Cyrus owned like a superstore, it would be called Canonical Price.
Bob, I
I'm
would.
glad they paid $100 to listen to you guys talk about something unrelated. Anyway,
Who would pay for this? Really? Imagine paying for this. Cringe.
Anyway, go ahead, Wayne.
they said have some money for making my Fridays a lot better. Thank you, and you're welcome.
I like this just screaming, where's Arnold?
I
Hey,
don't
Arnold.
know.
Are your Fridays that bad?
A little bit better because I still haven't found Arnold.
Alone on a Friday night? God, you're
God.
pathetic.
Well, obviously Arnold's not around.
I'm
Hey,
late
Arnold.
on a Friday night.
Wait, no, Arnold's still around. Peanut Butter Gamer's still around. What are you talking about?
Is that his actual name?
No,
I don't
Oh.
like Peanut.
I don't like.
neither
peanut.
does he.
His full name's Nut.
This
I find
This
that nuts
Nut.
are not very tasty.
Nut. All right. Okay. Bob, you're sending us out with the last one.
Oh boy, so if I don't see you again, Mr. SP, with your $10 in your hand. If you saw a Sega commercial in the 90s, you'd never say Sonic or Mario were friends.
If you saw the court
Yeah.
cases between Sega and Nintendo, you would never say they were friends.
If you saw Ken Penders, you'd never say. he's my
Yeah,
friend.
I was gonna say like his real name's Austin. I was like, yeah, we've seen his name before.
If you,
And he doesn't like
If you
peanut
s-
butter.
if you see mommy and daddy
That's
fight,
amazing.
you wouldn't think they're married.
You wouldn't download
Yeah.
a steak.
Yes, the fuck I would.
Oh my god.
Fuck's sake.
Okay.
please.
All right, Cirrus, I'm sure you're running very late at this point.
Yeah, we've got shit to do.
Negative
Well-
time.
I hope they've
All right.
all got a little left in them.
All right, so let's just wrap this up, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today on Sunset City. Pup and I, at least, maybe other people will be back to be streaming a little bit later today. But in the meantime, if you want to find more of our stuff, Pup, what are you working on?
What? Oh, right. Yeah, I am actually working on my university finals project, so don't expect too many videos in the meantime. But I will be uploading the finals project, but no one gives a shit about that. But I'm really proud of it, but you don't give a shit.
I'll watch it.
No, you won't. Don't lie.
I know.
Cirrus, what are you up to?
I am making the absolute worst decision of my life and actually uploading at 5 Eastern, so in 2 hours and 20 minutes. The weird experience we had on Twitter or on Twitch yesterday on looking at Sonic animations that made me want to die.
Delicious. Wayne.
I am currently still hacking away at my Sonic 3 Knuckles video, but this weekend, I'm hoping to get it done tonight. I'm releasing a video of a really obscure PS1 game that I've come to really enjoy that no one is going to care about. But this one's for me, damn it.
You say hacking away like you're not always a fucking hack.
Oh,
Oh god.
Hit him, Wayne. Hit him.
Yeah, go on, hit me. Hit me.
Hit me.
So I have
again, Daddy.
Oh.
I'm gonna get used to hearing that in this house. Anyway, I'm working on my Ninja Turtle video. There's a lot of versions of that game, and it's breaking me, but we're gonna get a video done sooner rather than later. I want to leave the last one for our good friend here, who definitely deserves a lot more attention. Bob. where
Oh,
can
I'm your
people find
friend?
stuff?
Thank you. Well, I'm in the 7-Eleven in
You're my
Burbank. But,
fucking friend. You should get your own fucking friends.
You
man.
met
man,
friend.
speak. We're trying to end the show. Pop,
We're trying-
he's snapping.
up.
He's snapping.
We're trying to end this.
Well, I have it uploaded in like 6 months because I have a job and it's hard to work. But funny enough, I've got a video nearly complete on a specific Adult Swim show called Space Ghost Coast to Coast coming up
Oh.
very soon. So I say guess stay tuned for that. My Twitter's pretty funny. I make some funny tweets like just being castrated #bummer. That's my favorite. And yeah,
Why did
Thanks.
you turn into Ralph the movie maker?
that is not what he sounds like.
That is what he sounds like.
Channel
it's
nut.
not.
a little bit what he sounds like.
Channel nut.
I
That
don't know.
So
I have to-
anyway, I mean, it might not be the most recent thing, but you also, the last few videos you've done, you've definitely upped your production value quite substantially.
Wait,
And
you make
you're-
videos?
I swear to God.
Yeah.
But yeah, go
Yeah.
check out his Aqua Teen Hunger Force video for sure.
That
as well as
doesn't
some
sound
other
like
stuff.
Smiling Friends. Not interested.
I would like to see more classic cartoon and Adult Swim.
Oh, pal, don't you worry.
analysis.
That's on the table. Brack Show is next.
That's awesome.
He likes
Yeah,
beans.
there we go. I love that little niche. I love hearing you talk about it, Bob, and I hope you keep going on with it, man. And
Thank you. I do too.
I appreciate it.
coming
Thanks
on.
for having me on the show. Thanks for letting me be here.
Thanks for taking Pup's place, who couldn't handle just being replaced and had to immediately come back in the middle.
Jealousy. Jealousy strengthens the dog.
I fucking hate British people.
So do I.
Is that the
So
damn
do I.
show, Cirrus? God damn it.
You get what you fucking deserve.
Bye, Lenny.
Ah,
I swear, we really do just fight for the last word, don't we?
we do.
Yeah.
You instigate it.